Yes is the answer. Boom, boom from Bam Bam. And Brooks is free up.
Is it a bam or a bam bam?
It's in the bag for Bradley Brooks.
Bradley Brooks!
Who wins Group A.
Very, very special. Oh, yes, Marvin van Velzen. What a finish that is.
Oh, what a start.
On the first leg. Game shot on the fourth leg.
So funny.
Chaz Barstow.
Double 16. And Lovely is back in front. That did not take long.
Great recovery. 1-1.
Nathan Gavin.
Good evening, welcome to the Modus Super Series, or welcome back if you're watching us this afternoon and indeed this week, where Bradley Brooks has already booked his spot at finals night on Saturday. Over the next couple of days, we're going to find out which 5 players will join him. This afternoon, well, we saw a couple of players do really well. Stefan Belmont did really badly, bottom of the table, and Paul Nicholson predicted him to win. He did that badly in that prediction. We've actually replaced him for this evening. Laura Turner joins me instead. Laura, are you going to do a better job than Paul tonight?
I'm going to give it my best, but you know, it's live sport, isn't it? That's why it's so hard to predict and so fun to watch, but I'll give it a good go.
But this group tonight does look quite unpredictable, as did the group this afternoon. I know you were watching a little bit of the action this afternoon. What did you make of what you saw?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, isn't it? A mixed bag. I too, you know, in Paul's defence, did think, you know, the way that Stefan had played in Group A, he was going to carry that into Group C, just didn't work out for him. But I thought, obviously, you know, the dominance of white-haired Adrian Gray obviously sits them nice and pretty at the top of the table. But obviously, only a couple of points clear, so anything can change.
Yeah, nothing between those two, as you say. Adrian Gray, let's start with him, because the last couple of times he's been here, he has made it through to finals night. He's showing a kind of new lease of life, isn't he, here at the Super Series?
Yeah, he does seem to like it up on that stage. I think this stage, a lot of players will say how much they enjoy playing here, and he's definitely one of them. I mean, the 1:30 checkout, it was game changing in terms of the course of how the group was going to go, because Mike looked so in control of the match, and then obviously he turned it around and actually ended up winning that match in the end, which saw him sat on those 8 points. So yeah, he's doing very well. Yeah,
and Conan Whitehead always has that little bit of swagger on the stage, doesn't he, as we've seen at different times this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Conan does that anyway. I think he walks around and kind of likes to boss a venue, but here he's done very well. Obviously, he's won a Champions Week. He knows what it takes to actually win here as well. So I'm not surprised, but to see him at the top of the table, he wouldn't have liked the fact that he was obviously in Group C. He would have wanted to have done better, but obviously trying to make up for it.
Yep, almost there. Let's show you the full picture for this week then here at the Super Series. Bradley Brooks through. The players in Group C we've just discussed looks like Whitehead and Gray, but we'll find out tomorrow. Tonight, Group B getting underway. Marvin van Velzen and Harry Ward both dropping in from Group A, and then Chaz Barstow Nathan Gervin and Thomas Lovely making up the rest of the numbers. It looks like a very competitive group.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we say it every week we're here anyway. They always look quite competitive. But another one, I think, we've got 3 new players coming in, very experienced here at the Modus Super Series, Chaz Barstow especially. But yeah, to see how they get on tonight. Obviously haven't had that kind of warm-up that players like from Group A. So it'd be interesting to see. I think the start for most of these players is going to be really important because there's only 2 nights of play. Yeah,
just to pick out a couple of players in particular, you just mentioned Chaz Barstow. He's someone that's very comfortable in this format ever since it started.
Yeah, he's a prolific reacher of finals, has actually picked up a title as well. So he knows, again, another one that knows what to do here. But, it'd be an interesting challenge for him as well. Obviously, he's just coming back. I think he talks about it later, but he mentioned he's had surgery recently. So this is kind of that first big darting challenge for him as well. But very confident that Chaz will come here and do well.
Yeah, he's got a really high ceiling, and that the same can be said for Nathan Gervin. A bit of an enigma sometimes, but when he plays well, he's really up there with anybody, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you could probably say that about all the players in the field. They definitely have, we haven't yet to see their ceiling, I think, especially here at the Super Series, but Nathan is one of those players. If he finds it, he's very, very difficult to beat. So, again, I know it's live sport, it's darts, but it depends what games they bring. But if they all play to the top of their form, then, I can see everyone beating everyone tonight.
Yeah, good point. Difficult to pick winners in all the matches. How have the bookies picked a winner in this group? Well, let's find out. Here are the odds. And Harry Ward and Thomas Lovely, joint favourites for the group. Marvin van Velzen, who just missed out on winning Group A, is right in the middle. Chaz Barstow, 4th favourite, but that's still quite a short price for someone in 4th on that list. And then Nathan Gervin, 13-2. Are you surprised with any of the positions there?
Yeah, I think I am, probably with most of them, to be honest. But especially with Chaz and Nathan, the 2 that we've obviously mentioned just a moment ago, to be sat at the bottom of that. But I think that goes to show that they're not quite sure how people are going to turn up and play here tonight. But I definitely see value in Chaz and Nathan Gervin at the bottom there.
Yeah, they might change after the first match. And that first match is Chaz Barstow. He's taken on Harry Ward, and we did have a little chat with Chaz earlier on. Here's what he had to say. Chaz, welcome back to the Super Series. Just tell us how things are going for you before this appearance.
Yeah, good in general. Not many people know I had heart surgery 10 weeks ago, so I've been off of things a little bit, but everything's been going good. I've come back well. I've played a lot of local stuff and seems to be going good.
Well, that's a pretty big thing, isn't it? How's that kind of changed your perspective?
It sort of puts darts on the back burner a bit, but it is what it is. It all worked out well, so everything's going good, and I've enjoyed coming back into it, and looking forward to tonight.
It's all about enjoying darts, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the form been like in the little darts you have been able to play since then?
It's been really good. I played after having it. I played some local stuff, and I've won a few things, and I've posted some pretty good averages. So I've been up there. Yeah, it's been okay.
I hear you won a tournament last night as well. Is that right?
I did. Yeah, the ADC. Yeah, ADC Vault. One of my mate Dan's tournaments. Yeah, I won that and played all right. Actually, played Jared in the final. Good result. So yeah.
Yeah, Jericho's spotting tonight, by the way.
Yeah,
so
did he mention it?
He has mentioned it, yeah. He said you average about 150 or something.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't know if it was quite that, but...
Look, you've won here before.
Yeah.
Getting back to Champions Week, this time of the year as well, but it's the time darts players start thinking about what's the next step for them. What is in your mind right now?
Obviously, Modus. It'd be great to get to Champions Week. It'd be awesome to win this week. I'm going to continue with Q Score. I want to do really well in the PDC. Same as usual, really. Try and continue with that path.
We look forward to seeing you in action tonight, Chaz.
Thank you very much.
So everything, basically. Chaz Barstow is going to be brilliant in every aspect of this sport, starting with Thursday night success here at the Modus Super Series. But he will have his work cut out, not just in his opening match, but in all of his games tonight. Barstow, as Laura alluded to in our little conversation there, very adept at making it through to Saturday nights. He's always been a good evening fixture here at the Super Series, works during the day, lives relatively local to the venue here from Winchester. Nicknamed the Prince, has appeared on the Ali Pali stage as well. Harry Ward, well, he has had success in the PDC, having won a Players' Championship title before a mini retirement and now returning to the game.
First leg, it's
and a
Chaz
fixture
to throw
himself
first.
at the Super Series. I think
Game on.
what was said at the start was exactly right. It's going to be unpredictable, and it's a case of expect the unexpected, isn't it, Laura?
Yeah, I do agree. I'm
57.
very interested to see how these first few matches start to pan out. I think it's quite imperative. It sounds quite straightforward, but it is, to me, quite imperative for all these players just
97.
to settle in as quickly as possible. I think for Chaz, it will just give him that bit of confidence. It's obviously something he's mentioned. He has
60.
recently had surgery, and this is his first major darting challenge, but has been throwing the arrows locally and has had varying levels of success.
85.
They mentioned a win that was an ADC competition last night in his hometown.
140.
Yeah, I had a quick chat with Chaz, and we both happened to represent Hampshire at county level, and yeah, apparently my mum was also
57.
present at that ADC competition last night.
Did she win as well?
Funny enough, I haven't had the match report, which I would normally get.
180.
Barstow already making his presence felt here in Portsmouth the night later. Harry Ward says, anything you can do.
174.
I'm not even going to try to do, but I'll do just as good anyway.
164.
Needs to move across the Oki, Chaz.
56.
Can't find
Harry
the target.
require 88.
Some early signs of frustration because that 174 from Harry leaves him on quite a gettable finish. Double 14.
74.
He's having an interested glance there, wasn't he, Chaz
require
Barstow, over the
8.
shoulder of Harry Ward. He thought, I've played a great leg here to kick things off and I might end up losing it.
Game shot on the first
Danger
leg.
averted
Chaz Barstow.
as Barstow takes the opening leg.
Second leg, it's Harry to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, we were talking about your darting family this afternoon, Laura, and I believe the latest success has come from your daughter.
Yeah,
48.
absolutely. We spent the weekend over in Belgium, WDF tournament over there, and I have to say it was actually both my daughters that ended up doing better than me and her father. One was a runner-up, and
190.
the next day the other one was a semi-finalist.
Will they be watching now?
Ooh, possibly not, because I think in these summer
60.
holidays, I think it's just all kind of computer games and TikToks at the moment.
Oh dear, I was gonna. You've done well there because I was gonna stitch you right up. Get you to deliver a nice heartfelt
85.
message on the air.
I'll tell you if they're watching, because I will get a text message going, "Stop talking about me."
Well
60.
done, both of you. We'll see you at the Super Series soon.
$54.
It was mentioned, of course, because as we discovered last time you were here, family affair, Mike Gillett was in action this afternoon. He didn't have the surprise of his life today when
137.
he walked around the corner. He saw you last time and didn't actually know you were going to be here.
Oh, I thought it would be quite a nice surprise for him.
80.
He's still in the mix in Group C. We spoke about it before. 2 players on 8 points, 3 on 4, and then surprisingly, Stefan Bellman, the basement boy, just 1 win to his name, and that win was 4-0. In this one, Ward has made great progress. Barstow, though, could give him something to think about here.
131.
Yeah, great
Harry
last
required
start there.
96.
Good visit from Chaz, and definitely does give Harry something to think about. Yeah, finds a treble 17, leaves tops.
56. Chaz required 32.
Couple of chances for Harry, gone begging, and offers another opportunity to Chaz.
Game shot on the second.
2-zip doesn't need
Chaz
asking
Barstow.
twice, and this is exactly what we've come to expect from Chaz Barstow. And it begs the
The leg
question,
is
why
Chaz
oh
to throw
why
first.
had the bookies
Game.
got him priced as a 4th favourite? And that means, based on the fact that 3 players go through, that they're not expecting him to qualify.
Yeah, indeed.
83.
As we say, I know it's always quite difficult, but I will say, just based on what I've seen from Chaz here previously, as we say, I think he's played in 9 times, and he's gone through to, this is his 9th time, and he's gone through to 7 finals nights, and he's picked up the trophy, and he's played twice in Champions Week. So, yeah, I think write him off at your
57.
peril.
Yeah, absolutely. We will, of course, during the course of this evening, find out the lineup for next week as we edge ever closer
100.
to the next Champions Week. 2 more weeks of qualifying. The field is getting filled. Already there.
171.
We have Connor Scott, who hit plenty of those in qualifying. He's the best qualifier so far, so will definitely be in Group A along with Thomas Banks and Neil Duff.
60.
Tom Sykes, Jim Long, Jimmy Van Ski, Richard Eric Rowlands, Adam Paxton and Paul Hogan, the players that have made it so far.
140.
Another good leg here from Barstow. Sees him down to 50 after just 12.
39. Judge require
No
50.
pressure there from Harry and a bit of a miscount.
$40.
Yeah, and it may cost him that. The single one was with the first start, so he could have left himself a finish with what came next, Harry Ward.
56.
Doesn't really
Judge
take too much out of
10.
what he had left.
$6. Harry require 100.
Gets a chance.
Yeah, needed that treble. Can't find it. So
60.
Chaz afforded
Judge
another
require
opportunity again.
4.
This would be for 3-0.
Game shot on the
Yeah,
third.
3-0 it is.
Chaz Barstow.
It's a walk in the park at the moment for
The flag
Barstow.
gets Harry to throw first. Game on. $57. $42.
Oh, Harry has the darts here, and I think it's quite important for him just to
58.
get that leg on the board. Obviously 3-0 up, it's quite a clawback from this position for Harry Ward, but just to get that first leg, to get that first double under your belt, especially when you have missed a couple. He's had
42.
3 at the outer ring so far, hasn't been able to convert any. That can just be a bit of a settler.
Doesn't look particularly comfortable to me, Harry Ward. We haven't really seen him looking this sort of hot and bothered this week
140.
so far. His last match actually was a 4-0 win against Marvin Van Velzen, which effectively ended Van Velzen's
59.
Group A campaign as he bid to win it. Of course, Bradley Brooks did need to go and win the next game, which he duly did.
134.
But he did really well to get into Group B, and this will be a bit of a shock to the system if he is beaten heavily in the first match. So
43.
it does not
Harry
look like
require
it'll be to 0
112.
because he's got loads of time here.
He doesn't have to go for the ball. Does opt to.
73.
Maybe just wanted to light a spark.
Yeah, assert a bit of dominance. Yeah, absolutely. Didn't quite go to plan, but as you
60.
say, plenty of
Harry
time on his
require
side.
39.
Double 16.
Game shot on
That
the
would
fourth.
be a bit of a remedy to
Harry
make
Ward.
him feel better. But Barstow now has a throw.
Fifth gets Chaz to throw first. Game on.
And I do wonder for some of these players, obviously, having played here 3 days consecutively, there's not many other places that you get the chance to play that many days in a row. And I do always wonder if it just takes a little
45.
bit out of some of the players.
$60.
Kind of want to be in that nice position, don't you, with the Bradley Brooks of winning Group A, having a couple of days rest and coming back nice and fresh for finals night.
55.
Yeah, he's certainly really happy to have achieved a couple of days off. Not least because last time he was here, Brooks, it was
97.
Champions Week. He missed out on winning the group by leg difference and then finished bottom of this group, winning only 1 match in 2 nights. He knows that idea that some people have
46.
of actually being better off playing every night is a myth.
Yeah, you come here with one real job to do, and that is to get yourself into Saturday. As we say, job done
100.
for Brooks. And unfortunately for 2 of these players in Group B, They won't be able to qualify.
58.
Also, he's looking forward to watching Blackburn Rovers, I believe, on TV tomorrow night.
84.
Football season back underway. Plenty of good scoring here from Chaz Barstow.
81. Harry require 160.
He has drifted a little bit, hasn't he, in the last couple of legs?
92.
Yeah, third leg, although he did get the double, just messed around a little bit and hasn't been able to find much these last
45.
past two.
Harry requires 68.
And he was very much dominant on the average, now dropped below Harry Ward's.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
And Harry not
Harry Ward.
coming back at him, has the darts now to make it 3 apiece.
6th leg, it's Harry to throw first. Game on. $140. 135.
And you just get the feeling, I was going to say, you just get the feeling these guys are starting to find their range.
46.
Yeah, Barstow's back in business.
140.
Fourth 140 of the game for him. Also has a 180. Has been famine or feast.
82.
Only 3 tons. He's got more 140s than tons in this match, Chaz Barstow.
$59.
Yeah, good switch there from Barstow. Has been a bit of an Achilles heel of his when it comes to counting and just making sure that you're on a finish. We saw it earlier in the match with Harry Ward.
180. Judge record 167.
What a well-timed 180 there for Ward.
81. Harry required 53.
The 180 out of nowhere, his first of the match,
Game
helped
shot
him
on the
get down
sixth
to that
leg.
finish.
Harry Ward.
And he's gone from 3-0 to 3-3 here.
7th and final leg, it's Chaz to throw first. Game on.
And Barstow would have felt he should have won this game earlier and easier. He does have the darts. That's still a big advantage in a deciding leg.
93.
Maybe only just clings onto it by finding a treble last dart in hand.
66.
Yeah, almost a game of two halves. Obviously, Barstow racing to that 3-0 lead. Ward's done very well to dig deep. But that last leg was the best leg of the match so far.
60.
Harry hitting that 180, checking out 53 and 15 darts.
$80.
Well, the hat stand there for Harry. Gets a bit of bad fortune.
44.
Bit scrappy, isn't it, as last leg deciders go?
$86.
I'd say Barstow started off the stronger of the pair. Harry's really played himself back into the match. And say this
100.
last one, it's still very hard to pick between the pair.
$121.
Very good at that, Chaz Barstow. Many would say switch, but he does manage to find a way so often
100.
over those
Harry
blocker
required
darts on the treble 20.
148.
Yeah, now just looking to find a treble T something up. Can't.
56.
So
Judge required
chance here for
104.
Barstow with the 104 for the match.
$56. Harry required 92.
Goes for it. Is it double-double? It was. That was the intention.
56.
And he does get the second one for good
Chaz
measure.
to require
But will he be
48.
back? Double 16. Oh, fantastic.
Shot at the match.
Fantastic dart. He
Chaz
sort of blocks a little bit of
Barstow.
that bed, but managed to manoeuvre around it just after I mentioned the fact that he's good at doing that. Unlike Paul Nicholson this afternoon, Chaz Barstow proved me right. And he gets off to the right start. A 4-3 win against Harry Ward, who actually had an average of almost 10 points more than Barstow in that game, but that's because he was restricted to fewer darts at double. Barstow finally crossed the line after letting slip a 3-0 lead earlier in the game. We said it would be unpredictable. If the first match is anything to go by, it is going to be. And next up, Nathan Gervin back at the Super Series, taking on Marvin van Velzen.
Yeah, welcome back to the Modus Super Series. You're joining us here. Game number 2, Nathan Gervin taking on Marvin van Velzen. Previous match, Chaz Barstow just narrowly edged out Harry Ward 4 legs to 3 after racing into a 3-0 lead. And I don't know what you think, Murph, but for me, that is just going to sum up the rest of the night because they're all just so very, very difficult to predict. Obviously, the first time we get to see Nathan this week, 21-year-old from Arbroath, 2-time World Youth Championship runner-up, and has had quite some success here on the Modus Super Series stage. And he takes on Marvin van Velzen, the Terminator. In the 2024 PDC Dutch Darts Championship, made the last 32. He's definitely one of those players that's on the up. So interesting to see how these two young guns play against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been very interesting watching Marvin van Velzen this week. Interesting character as well. For those of us who have managed to pass him in a corridor around the arena, he's quite a interesting character. Not that Owen Binks, the referee, is that interested in him. I don't know. Not sure what's wrong with the referee there, but the game will be getting underway anytime soon.
First leg, it's Nathan to throw
And there we go.
first. Game on.
Nathan Gervin. Well, look, last time he was here, we saw he fits and starts what he can do. And he does have the ability to be explosive himself. Of all of the matches that could
121.
kind of mirror what we saw between Van Velzen and Whitehead yesterday, I think this is the one.
57.
I saw the pair of them just practicing, obviously, before the session started. They were practicing together, and as you say, Marvin was just up on the stage singing
43.
away, really enjoying himself. They seem to be getting on quite well down there, but we all know as soon as that call of game on happens on the oche, it is most definitely all business.
59. $134.
Yeah, we've seen different stuff from Van Velzen. The slow play that we saw in that match against
125.
Whitehead actually was a feature of his game on Wednesday. Not sure if it worked. He didn't win the group in the end, did he? He had his worst day of the week, in fact, and it was Bradley Brooks who
99.
sort of fell over the line in the end.
Yeah, Group A really was a very tight group in the end. Just looking at the points and
134. Nathan, you reckon why? 104.
the pattern of kind of 10 wins, 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5 wins between all the players. It just goes to show how tight it was.
47. Marvin, you reckon why? 126.
That's why we felt that any player from Group A could end up going through, but Stefan Belmont, who finished top of the Group C pack, he's bottom of Group C. Marvin Van Velzen, of course, top of the Group B pack. Harry Ward's already lost, though.
98.
Nathan Gervin, remember the outsider
Nathan
with the odds
Requirement, 57.
compilers. That was the one that surprised me.
Game shot in the
And he
first
takes
leg.
care of the first leg with no
Nathan
trouble.
Gervin.
I genuinely think, Laura, that the bookies,
Second
they
against
rarely
Marvin
get
to
it
throw
wrong.
first. Game on.
That's why I no longer gamble. But I think they might have been seduced by the success of Van Velzen in Group A this week.
Yeah, quite possibly. And we know that he has got that
180.
explosiveness. As you see, they're hitting the first 180, but it's consistency and it's different. You're playing a whole different level of player here, as you can see. As Nathan is more than
180.
capable of firing right back.
$100.
Well, he could not repeat the treat. Nor could Nathan. But he is piling pressure on the Van
123.
Velzen throw here.
$100.
Really high level from both these players early on.
134. Marvin, you require 121. $53. Nathan, you require 64.
To double his lead in what could be an 11 darter. Well, a dozen will do. And that's a great guide. Used
Game shot in the
expertly.
second leg.
What a start this is from
Nathan
Nathan Gervin. Adds a dozen dart leg to that
The leg is
17
Nathan
in
to
the
throw first.
opener.
Game on.
Average of 103.66. Now, you might say it's only 2 legs, but that's halfway through the match, potentially, because he could win it 4-0.
140.
Yeah, absolutely. And kicks off with another solid score, 140. All the pressure back on Marvin Van Velzen. He
180.
replies with his second 180 of the match. You mentioned at the
122.
start that this could be that kind of have that explosivity that we saw between Van Velzen and Whitehead. Might not have that kind of feistiness about it, but this has got some scoring power.
135.
Really has, yeah. Fantastic. Seen 3 maxis already.
60.
Van Velzen hasn't actually hit a ton 40 in the game. He's either got the lot or scored a ton. Oh, okay.
140.
Did he hear you?
99. Marvin
Well,
in
he's
require
answering in an
46.
emphatic fashion, isn't he? Gervin went out in 12 darts in the previous leg. Here against a throw. Van Velzen says, anything you
Game
can do,
shot
I can
in the
do better.
third leg. Marvin van Velzen. Fourth leg, it's Marvin to
And
throw
there you
first.
just see the checkout percentages. Should say
Game on.
2 from 2 for Gervin, 1 from 1 from Van Velzen. 100% across the board.
Even I can do that, maths. But look at that figure, which is rising.
177.
Last time one player started perfectly, the other one followed suit.
180. $58.
Yeah, Gervin obviously not too happy with Van Velzen finding that breaker throw in 12.
60.
But the visit there from Gervin opens the door once again.
84.
Well, Scott sharp shooting at the moment, but the Dutchman has been defiant.
140.
1-2-1 on offer when he comes back. Van Velzen, but he could leave double one if he felt that way inclined. He's not going to fill it up though.
140. Nathan,
Yeah,
you're
but not
121.
far off it. Gervin needs to find the treble, can't find treble 17, so Van Velzen for
57.
2 apiece needs
Marvin
42.
require 42.
Stunning stuff, this. Now maybe we can see why the bookmakers backed him.
2. Nathan, you require 64.
Already taken this out. Pretty much the same marker as well.
Game
And he's
shot the
used it
fourth
again.
leg.
That's absolutely
Nathan Gervin.
excellent work from Nathan Gervin.
Fifth leg, it's Nathan.
And look
to
at those
throw
numbers.
first. Game on.
Quite like the way he just sort of walked round Marvin van Velzen there. Almost like, I don't care if
43.
you're there. Just brushed past him a little bit, didn't he?
$139.
I think the way that both these players have actually performed so far, one of them's going to be mightily disappointed if they don't pick up the points, but all the momentum at the moment with Nathan Gervin.
140.
In the previous match, we saw a player lose with an average that was about 9 points higher than the player that beat him. At the moment, Van Velzen is averaging
120.
about 7 points more than Nathan Gervin. Yeah, he's 3-1 behind.
$92.
Yeah, good last find there for Nathan Gervin.
$140.
Van Velzen will come back looking at the 102. Gervin should be on some kind of finish.
$50.
Only a huge one.
Marvin, you require 102. $62. Nathan, you require 167.
Not my favourite shot with 2 darts in hand, but with Gervin on 167, you can understand it.
42. Marvin, you require 40.
Yeah, saw a small wobble from Van Velzen in that previous leg. Could have made it 2-2.
Game shot in the
No wobble
fifth
this
leg.
time. Does make it
Marvin van
3-2.
Velzen.
Now he has the darts to level up the match.
Sick player gets Marvin to throw first.
So, are we going to see a second game?
Game on.
Go the distance.
You just see Van Velzen there, just taking his time as he approaches the oche. That's something you mentioned that kind of crept into the game yesterday.
100. $140. $84.
Just to remind you, you do have a direct line into the commentary box on the YouTube chat. If you've got any comments or
100.
questions, feel free to type them. Conan Whitehead appears to be in there himself. Evening, Conan. What happened with you and Marvin, someone said, and Conan's answered, I won. Well, that is factually correct.
58.
He has the perfect Conan answer, that one.
It was a really enjoyable game to watch. He knows it's
123.
more than just about the darts here at the Super Series. He's an entertainer, isn't he? And this has been an entertaining encounter, no doubt about that.
137.
Yeah, good switch and an important last find there as Nathan looks for 138 and can't find the target. So what can he leave?
60. Marvin, you require 122.
So to force that decider.
Game
He does,
Sean the sick
and
flag.
he does what he did against
Marvin
Conan.
Van Velzen.
Gave it the big bellow. And Nathan Gervin has just been
7
given a front row seat.
Leg. It's Nathan to throw
Now,
first.
Laura, I don't know if he would have
Game
been
on.
warned about this if he was watching that match and other games that Marvin was involved in, but that was a little reaction, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Just catching my breath because that just...
Whoa!
And now you can see the reaction
180.
right back. I mean, that is the perfect answer, isn't it?
Here we go again.
$59.
I'm just starting to wonder if he's now going to start
95.
doing what he did as well in that match and taking the game into Van Velzen time.
$180.
Wow, a little point to the camera there.
Well, I think that was sort of slightly borderline on the sportsmanship stakes, because what he did there, he walked down the oche and then stopped halfway down, which a lot of dart players don't
121.
like. And Nathan Gervin is letting him know that he's seen what he's doing. Well, if Marvin Van Velzen brings out a book at the end of this campaign, I don't think it'll be titled How to Win Friends and Influence
Nathan, you require
People.
105.
No, possibly not, but first chance for the match here for Nathan Gervin. And can't find a treble, so Van Velzen back for 82.
47. Marvin, you require
He gets his
82.
chance. It's turned a little bit, this game, at the end. The bravado on the stage. But it's bravo
Game shot
to
out
Marvin
the
Van
match.
Velzen. And Nathan
Marvin
Gervin
Van Velzen.
did not really want to know about it at the end. He exits the stage sharply. Van Velzen this time gets the job done. He did it with an 11 darter. A little bit of a few words being said. I don't know if Nathan's talking to himself or to his opponent. But Van Velzen is victorious. And forget everything that happened. Just look at the numbers. Forget the reactions and the disagreements at the end. But the figures in that game are remarkable. An average of 109.92, and he only wins it in a last leg decider. Gervin himself almost in three figures, perfect on the doubles, but just pipped with a brilliant leg of darts in the end. 11 darter gets Van Velzen over the line
in a furious game of darts. We'll see both of those players again a little bit later. But let's have a lovely game next, shall we? As Thomas Lovely takes on Chaz Barstow. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we are having a simply lovely time. Well, not everybody is, to be honest, but we'll talk about the last match a little bit more, I'm sure, as the night goes on and well into the weekend as well. But here is Thomas Lovely, the last player out in Group B. 28 years of age, a challenge to a semi-finalist from Gainsborough, taking on Chaz Barstow, who we have seen already, and we've seen win already, a 4-3 success against Harry Ward that was followed by a fast and furious encounter between Marvin van Velzen and Nathan Gervin. I know that debate is raging now on the YouTube chat as to whether or not Van Velzen was crossing a line there. I think both players probably did the same thing, but
First leg, it's Thomas
he was
to
the
throw
first to sort of light the spark. And we've seen him do it already this week, so I will leave you guys in the chat to your opinions, and I suppose we'll just stay neutral, shall we, Laura?
Yeah, absolutely.
87.
These kind of debates, I'm completely Switzerland. I'm just, there, no comment. But I will say, whatever
123.
Whatever Van Velzen did, it was effective in the end. I mean, you can't deny 109 average, 0.92, almost 110.
140.
I mean, that's outstanding play.
Yeah. There is a job at every
90.
darts tournament, including here at the Modus Super Series, referred to as Players Marshal, and just wishing him all the best at the moment.
104.
And that's the person that looks after the players in the practice room, looks over the players in the practice room, and there is only one practice room as well
64.
before
So Mr.
anyone
Record,
wonders.
170.
Yeah, but I was going to say, in a format like this, you got to get over those defeats quite as quickly as possible. You
58.
can't let them linger on in your mind, especially for Nathan Gervin, because he had a 98. He had just under 100 average. He played exceptionally well. So just needs to focus on the level that he played, because ultimately, if he can maintain that level, then he's going to win matches.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had your fair share of fights, Laura, haven't you? No, you haven't. I know you haven't.
No comment.
41. Thomas
So lovely.
12.
Looking east.
Game
And
shot on the first
finding
leg.
that target.
Thomas Lovely.
To take the lead.
Second leg is Chaz to throw first. Game on. 40.
What I will say that I noticed perhaps about Chaz's opening match, obviously it is the first game that he's played here this week, but started off very strong, went on the train, then disappeared for a couple of legs, did manage to get across the line, but considering he was 3-0 up, to kind of almost let a 3-0 lead slip, as I say, he did just kind of lose that bit of focus in the middle and hasn't really started particularly strongly, whereas Thomas Lovely really has.
55.
Enjoy watching Thomas. He's one of those players who just seems to get up and throw, doesn't he? He just doesn't seem to be an awful lot of thought goes into it. And that must be a nice place to be.
Yeah, I do think certain players, especially those ones that can really overthink a match,
77.
That's actually quite a hindrance.
55.
What has been notable already
98.
tonight, and I think it's something we've noticed about Chaz Barstow in the past, he just have little peaks and troughs during matches, not just during evenings. He can reel off 2 or 3 legs, as he
34.
literally did in the first match, and then go missing for 2 or 3 legs as well. He's missing a little bit at the start of this match.
Yeah, I do agree.
128.
Although he doesn't tend to do it against, the likes of us when he's playing us at Hampshire, but obviously this is a completely different scenario.
57. Thomas, you require 24. Game shot on the second leg. Thomas Lovely.
2-0 to Thomas, who makes a lovely start.
Third leg, it's Thomas to throw first.
Another player is part of a darting family, of course, Dad Eddie. He's very handy with the arrows.
96.
You do often see that, don't you? Kind of
99.
generations passing on their love of the sport. You do tend to find, I always think of, especially in the women's game, you've got like Lisa Ashton and her 2 daughters, Lindsay
61.
Danielle play, and Lorraine Winstanley and Josie's playing. So I do tend to find that what I've liked about the way that the sport's progressed with the likes of what Fallon Sherrick did, and obviously then Luke Littler, is you're seeing people that perhaps have never encountered the sport before getting involved. And I think that's just going to bring us more and more talent.
Yeah, absolutely true. It tended to be that they went out with the parents who played darts or actually had a dartboard up in the home, where now people are putting the dartboard up in the home because of what they've seen on TV.
92.
Rather than following in the family footsteps. My mum, when I was a kid, was a bank manager, so I ended up getting in a lot of debt.
59.
Plenty of comments in the chat
41.
about that last match. It sparked interest tonight, hasn't it? Ray saying he did a Peter Manley on him, got in his head and won the game. It's an interesting point, isn't it? Because
60.
when
Chaz, you require 135.
Van Velzen started doing what he started doing, Nathan Gervin did start to react, so he did change his game, didn't he? The thing is, they both played really well, so you can't say it negatively
83.
affected anyone.
Thomas, you require 125.
No, and it is quite hard when you're actually in the moment to kind of stick to that game plan. Darts can be quite reactionary.
83.
And obviously, you saw the
Check
outcome
93.
there.
Judge record 52.
And tops required here for Chaz. Double 10.
Game shot on the third
Manages
there.
to find it.
Chaz Barstow.
Leg on the board for Chaz Barstow.
Fourth leg, it's Chaz to throw first. Game on. $57.
Another question in the chat asking if Jimmy Van Skier's played this series. Well, not only has he played, but he'll play again because he won his week. And he'll be back on Champions Week.
180.
As Lovely makes a perfect start to leg 4. Very popular here in Portsmouth, isn't he, Jimmy
60.
Van Skeet?
Yeah, I was here for that finals night. He had basically a whole row of tables. Felt like an army of Jimmy Van Skeet supporters.
121.
He has a good look there, Thomas. I think that dart did deflect, actually. I think it was on course to be a 6th perfect dart, but ended up only in the 1.
100. $100.
Yeah, did well to find the treble 20. They had to move along the oche. Oh, here's Dartsland. They can be a bit of a blocker.
119. Thomas, you require 100.
Top cent. In it
Game
goes.
shot
We've
on the
seen
fourth
plenty
leg.
of good
Thomas
legs
Lovely.
tonight, haven't we? 1 in 4 visits or 11 darters,
Fifth leg,
12
it's Thomas
darters.
to throw first. Game
There's
on.
another one, 3-1 to Lovely, who is dominating this match. It's a match that hasn't yet seen Chaz
60.
Barstow record a 2 treble visit.
Yeah, what we have seen from Thomas, though, is... what
Whoa!
I was going to say what we've seen from Thomas is consistency, but obviously we're just laughing to ourselves because the 2 treble visit came by way of a 3 treble visit there.
100.
Yeah, well, hopefully they like bussers here for Barstow. He's not going to threaten the 9 dart. We've never had a 9 dart on a Saturday at the Super
42.
Series, by the way. If you want to be the first to see one, then come on Saturday night. You might get one. And you can get a T-shirt printed saying, I was there.
134.
Tickets are available via dartshop.tv, but not for Champions Week.
123.
As good as gone. It might be 1 or 2 left at the most, but yeah, it looks like Champions Week is going to be a full house. There's already a fair few gone for this Saturday, so do
156.
get tapping away. Part with £2 and join us.
26. Thomas, you require 112.
Yeah, not the visit Chaz was looking for in a must-win leg. It's Thomas Lovely finds treble 20 for double 16.
96.
Just
Judge,
on
you
the
require
inside, so
130.
big visit required here for Chaz Barstow if he's going to stay in the match.
$57. Thomas, you require 16.
So here is the match point.
Game
And that's the
shot
match-winning
and the
dart, and
match.
that is
Thomas Lovely.
a very nice start for Thomas Lovely. An emphatic 4-1 victory over Chaz Barstow, who had won earlier tonight, but Lovely, he is the best out of the blocks here. Barstow with a win and a defeat. Van Velzen edged Gervin in a thriller, but it's Lovely who gets the most comfortable scoreline, a 4-1 success that will see him sit at the top of the table after the first 3 fixtures. And the 2 players that are yet to get off the mark are going to go toe-to-toe next. As Harry Ward meets Nathan Gervin. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've had an entertaining evening so far. Chaz Barstow getting the better of Harry Ward before Marvin van Velzen defeated Nathan Gervin in a bad-tempered affair. And then Thomas Lovely kept things calm in a 4-1 success over Barstow. So the two players that are yet to pick up any points are about to change that. Well, one of them is anyway. But will it be Ward, who missed out in that last leg decider to Barstow, or Gervin, who was beaten in a deciding leg to Van Velzen? Time to find out. Chris Murphy and Laura Turner guiding you through the action tonight.
First leg, it's Harry to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how both of these two players kind of bounce back from the disappointment. Harry had that match. He went 3-0 down against Chaz Barstow, but found a way to make it 3-all. Just couldn't quite get across the line. And obviously, we've spoken quite a bit about the Nathan Gerben Van Velzen belter of a match.
100. $58. 140.
Did play each other a couple of times on the development tour when they were both on it 5 years ago and 4 years ago. And actually, Nathan Gervin won
98.
both of those meetings. This format as well. 4-3 the first, 4-1 the second.
140.
Nathan Gervin carrying on in terms of his scoring prowess, as he did against Van Velzen. And you have to think, these are the two players. Harry Ward came into this odds on as the favourite. Nathan Gervin was the outsider. But
45.
kind of proving your
Nathan
point that you felt that the
121.
best value really was on Nathan Gervin.
Yeah, I just think he's got a great ceiling, a really high ceiling.
81.
Seen him produce big stuff. He was almost averaging 100. He had the second best performance in those first 3 matches, didn't he? But ended up losing.
140. Nathan, you require 40.
Topsy wants now.
Game shot on the first
Topsy
leg.
gets
Nathan
and
Gervin.
breaks throw in the first leg.
Second leg is Nathan.
21
to
years
throw
of age
first.
now is
Game on.
Nathan. Actually was a product of Alan Souter's Darts Academy up in Angus in Scotland. Joined that at the age of 10.
134.
So it shows how long Souts has been doing stuff to develop the game before he'd even had his highest level of success, which he's been experiencing recently in the
40.
PDC. What a great guy he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't seem real, does
93.
it? That we've got a dart player in Alan Souter that's a firefighter and trains guide dogs.
Yeah, there's that. If you also then, like you say, factor in
134.
everything he's done for the youth, not just Angus, but obviously, at Scottish national level as well, and him and Scottish international prior to
57.
securing his tour card. Yeah, I wonder how he fits it all in.
The PDC title winner this year, of course, for the first time.
100.
Harry Ward has enjoyed that honour. Gervin himself won development
60.
to a title to his name. That came in Wigan in 2022. Beat another Nathan in the final, Rafferty. And the biggest final, of course, was that World Youth Championship.
82. Nathan, you've
He
got
lost out to
157.
Josh Rock.
Couldn't
97.
quite
Harry
hunt
record
down the treble
145.
20 for the 157. So Harry Ward with an outside shot here of 145.
170.
And narrowly
Nathan,
misses
you've
the
got
double
60.
14. So Gervin for a 2-0 lead.
Game shot in the second leg. Nathan Gervin.
Yes. kept that same
gets
standard,
Harry
really,
to
hasn't
throw
he, since the
first.
first match?
Game.
He averaged in that game 99. He's averaging this one pretty much 97. I spoke about a high ceiling, but he might be displaying a high level of consistency
140.
tonight.
No, I think so. I think if there's a player that can actually maintain the level of consistency, I think they will do well in this group, because
60.
what we've seen in terms of performance has been a bit up and down from the likes of Chaz Barstow, from Harry Ward in that opening match as well.
140.
Yeah. So we always say in Group C, you can't really go through on day one, but you
60.
can go out, and it looks like that's happened to Stefan Belmont this afternoon. In Group B, you can't really go out on day one, but you can pretty much go through if you win all your
57.
matches. And neither of these players are going to do that tonight. But even if you're in bottom place but have got
39.
one win to
Harry
your name on the
Maguire,
first night, it's not a disaster. If you've got a couple of wins, then you're actually in a decent spot. 3 go through from 5. He's going for this.
139.
But he's not getting it.
92. Harry required 25.
Double 8 for a holder throw.
Nine.
He was playing so well, Nathan Gervin, for the first 2 legs that he's decided to have the third leg off.
92. Harry required 16.
Not sure that was quite the plan, Chris, but I get your point.
Game shot in the third leg.
Yeah, and Harry Ward does
Harry
find
Ward.
the target this time.
Fourth leg, it's Nathan to throw first. Game on. 43. $134. 30.
And this just shows you kind of how quickly your fortunes can kind of change in darts. Because the
96.
last leg and the start of this leg just hasn't gone well so far for Nathan Gervin.
Just got a little bit scrappy, lost his way a little bit.
60.
The only treble he's hit with his first 9 darts in this leg was treble 1.
$171.
Well, I can only assume the delay with the final dart was because he decided he needed to make an adjustment to his
128.
standing
Harry
position
required
to
100.
give himself the best chance to fill up that treble 19, which is what he did. Goes tops, didn't need to. But
Game shot on the
confidence
fourth
manifests
there.
there from
Harry
Harry
Ward.
Ward, who gets another 12 dart leg tonight. We've seen plenty of those this evening.
Fifth leg, it's Harry to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, nice little reaction there from Nathan Gervin. Just to kind of raise the eyebrows to say, okay, so where's that big
100.
scoring gone? What's happening?
I think he's become quite aware of which camera might be on him, hasn't he, as well, Nathan Gervin?
140.
Both of these players will be determined to win this match, having gone so close in the first game. Don't want to have gone through maximum legs and
85.
not got any points after a couple of matches. We, of course, had a full day last week, didn't we? Moreno Blom had 5 matches that were 4-3 and lost them
79.
all.
Yeah, and I've got a feeling he was, after the first day, was in pretty good contention to qualify. And
56.
that ended up, as you say, it's the finest of margins, but it's the win points that count. Obviously, legs can help if if you are tied on points, but you need to ensure the win.
56.
Well, following this, we are going to see Marvin van Velzen back on that stage. The
18.
newly nicknamed Marmite Marvin.
56. $100. Nathan, you require 170.
Well, this will get him going again. The ball. Oh,
Gage
wow.
on the 5th
Out of
leg.
nowhere.
Nathan Gervin.
Gervin. Glorious.
6th leg is Nathan to throw first. Game on.
I think you're right. I think he knows exactly which camera's on him at any given point.
Do we know what the symbol he's making is all about?
96.
No.
Maybe if we get the chance to ask him about that.
140.
Yeah, he's done it a couple of times. Sort of an inverted C. I thought he was saying something to me.
100.
But yeah, I mean, that finish just sums up him, doesn't it? He had a couple of legs where he'd completely gone missing. Looked like he was all over the place.
85.
Suddenly pulled it together for 3 darts.
Yes, it's finishing so far to date. Nathan Gervin, I know it's only a second match, but has been exceptional. He's just missed the
82.
one at the outer ring so far. It was in this match.
$125. $140. Harry record 151.
Well, can Ward do something similar here?
$55. Nathan, you require 83.
For the match. Doesn't need the ball this time. Double 9.
65. Harry require 96.
Yeah, just a width of a wire away. And Harry Ward, you feel, needs to convert this 96. Finds treble 20. You can see Gervin shaking his head in the background as Harry eyes up double 8 and pins double 8.
Harry Ward.
Another game goes the distance, and we don't mind because it's been quality stuff tonight.
7th and final leg. It's Harry to throw first. Game on.
So both lost deciders in their first matches. Will it be Harry who gets his first points, or will Nathan Gervin grab the honours in this one?
40.
Well, a little bit of a slip to start with by Harry Ward.
$81.
Can't quite believe there hasn't been a 180 in this match.
I had to pause for a second there because quite often when you say that, it happens.
Stay paused.
100.
You were just one throw too early, Chris. There it is.
It's well timed as well, isn't it, from Gervin? Almost up there with the maximum finish he had earlier in the game. He's taken the darts, and that is
41.
brutal. 57 on the floor.
Gervin really looking to punish that last visit from Ward.
100. $60. Nathan, you require 140.
Hunting down the treble 20. Yeah, moving across the oche.
60.
Couldn't quite find the lift over the top. But Harry Ward all the way back on 260.
60. Nathan, you require 80.
Well, he's got plenty of time if he needs it. So he opts to go that route. It is in. Treble 16 found. For double thereof. I always find that remarkable, Laurie. Surely he went that way because he knew what he needed at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a strange hesitation, and I'm not sure if that pause just put him slightly off his rhythm, but
50.
no harm done. Back once again for the match.
Nathan, you require 32. No score.
Well thrown darts, but none of them
Harry,
finding
you
the
require
target.
150.
Now a chance here for Harry Ward. Has threatened a couple of big finishes, but will not be finding the 150. So Nathan Gervin once again
56. Nathan, you require
for 32.
Another well thrown dart, but look how difficult that is now. It is massively blocked. He's got a small portion at the top of the bed and a small portion at the bottom.
No score.
Went for the bottom, couldn't find it.
Harry, you require 94.
Harry Ward perhaps not quite believing that he's coming back once again, but 94 required for a 4-3 win. Finds the first, needs chops.
$74.
Well, 8 match darts have gone begging already in this leg for Nathan Gervin.
Nathan, you require 32.
Ward himself has now missed 2. He might be relieved to get away from that target. He does find the next one, and he picks up his first win. It wasn't as explosive as his first game, but we did see a moment of magic. Need to find out what that's all about. But Nathan Gervin does take the points. A 4-3 win. He had a brilliant 170 in the middle of that match. A blockbuster finish that kind of just got him going again after a strong start. But for Harry Ward, it's disappointment again. Defeat in a last leg decider for the second time in as many matches tonight. Gervin wins 4-3 after going down 4-3 to Marvin van Velzen earlier in the evening. And he is back in action next against Thomas Lovely.
Welcome to the party in Portsmouth here at the Modus Live Lounge.
They've both got the talent where they can reel off leg after leg and dish out a heavy defeat. What a way to start the day. We're up and running here on Champions Week with a maximum.
But what a way to finish. A 12-dart leg.
Beautiful check out there from Cam Crabtree.
Only
needs the one.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius
What were you saying about efficiency?
Game shot on the third leg.
Is
Reece
that
Robinson.
the moment that Reece Robinson comes alive in this crucial clash? Looks like he's going to go for it. And it is right next to his favourite double top. And he gets the job done at the earliest possibility. That is Cam Crabtree through.
Case not so. Harrison gets the all-important win.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius Labanowski. Game shot.
Well, Smith, is it a
Darius Labanowski.
9? A long time. And that clenched fist.
Game shot. Undermark.
He gets the job done in the end. He's nodding in total agreement because
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Just
Darius
like that.
Labanowski.
only needs the one. And there you can see.
That she can unlock at any moment, but that is quality from Harrison. This would be a wake-up.
Welcome to the party in Pompey. Should be a good marker for him, and is. It was a great dive.
Shot on the first leg, Andreas
It's a
Harrison.
breaker throw for Andres Harrison.
Shot on the second leg, Dan Crabtree.
Consecutive breaker throw, double 16 is found.
And he does lead.
Fifth leg. Shot on the
It's not an 11, but it's a beautiful 12, treble 17, which he gets. Bullseye for the win. Absolutely incredible by Andreas Harrison.
He's Andreas Dirty Harrison.
Welcome back to the beautiful live lounge in Portsmouth, UK, where we're about to see Marvin van Velzen and Thomas Lovely go head-to-head to remain undefeated this evening. Lovely won well in his first match, 4-1 against Chaz Barstow. Marvin van Velzen won a bit of a boiling battle. Almost boiled over between himself and Nathan Gervin, who's since managed to pick up some points.
First leg, it's Marvin to throw first. Game on.
Don't think that we'll see that kind of exchange in this game, because Thomas is literally lovely, as is Laura Turner.
I just snuck that in there. I'll pay you later. No, I do tend to agree. I don't quite see it kind of getting to that point of boiling over. I think Thomas has just got that kind of different, almost that laid-back attitude towards darts.
57.
But never say never, because Van Velzen seems to be bringing out, some of the best and some of the worst in some of the players.
Yeah, well, this brings us to the halfway stage of the night. I'm just looking at the other players. Harry Ward, can't see him reacting too much. I don't know whether or not Chaz Barstow's got the capability of boiling over. I've not really seen that on the Super Series stage anyway.
No, and I think Harry, I don't know whether it's an advantage or not, but Harry has played him throughout the week as well and has actually got the better of him on 2 of 3 out of the 3 occasions. So
yeah, and one of them was 4-0 yesterday.
$83.
After this match, we are going to reflect on what's happened so far tonight. Some of it, I think, will feature a discussion about this particular player. But we're also going to look ahead to next week. We're going to reveal the lineup for week 11 here at the Super Series. Champions Week is getting closer and closer. Who else could make it?
57. $140. Thomas,
good visit there from Van Velzen. Thomas, lovely, looking for 164. Start just goes a bit wild.
87. Marvin, it requires 78.
What we are seeing is that sort of slow build up to his throw here from Van Velzen. The actual throw is pretty snappy, isn't it? But
Thomas, you require 77.
Can take his time getting to the oki at times.
Game shot in the first leg.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be bothering Thomas Lovely at this point. Early breaker throw.
Second leg is Thomas to throw first.
From Lincolnshire.
$58. $81.
Yeah, not quite the kind of emphatic fireworks that we saw from Van Velzen in the first match.
139.
But Thomas Lovely here, just remaining very consistent on level, in the same kind of region he was in his opening match where he won 4-1 over Chaz Barstow. Averaged just under 93 there and averaging just over 91 at the moment. And I think we alluded to it before, but I think whoever can find that level of consistency will do very well in the group.
Yeah, at the moment, it's all going
95.
This man's way. He's for his first match. He could be on course for a 2-leg lead in his second.
$140. $177.
That's the way to do it.
Marvin, you reckon 157. $97.
Yeah, superb visit there from Thomas Lovely. Staring down double 16 for a 13 dart leg.
No score. Marvin, you requires 60.
Can't quite find it, so chance to break straight back here for Van Velzen.
Game shot on the second leg.
A little bit of
Marvin
a
Van
roar.
Third leg, it's Marvin to throw first. Game.
It was a simple 60 checkout, wasn't it? And not often do you get a player sort of celebrating that way. We're in a soundproof commentary box and we heard it.
Yeah, I guess
59.
he's always coming across as that kind of player that it might bring out the best when you get that kind of reaction from him.
134. $96. $100.
So all square in this one. Lovely. Had a good chance to lead it 2-0.
180.
Van Velzen gives it the finger point again after hitting the 180, though it doesn't leave a finish.
140.
Yeah, although not quite a max, that does leave a finish. But what can Van Velzen find here?
You're getting the sense that he's
55.
motivating his opponents.
27.
I do think sometimes when you play someone that is notably, has that kind of,
87.
that presence on the stage that has, does want to kind of slow you down. You do want to beat them ever so much more.
Because you don't want to be hearing that big roar at the end of the match. Might get one here.
71.
And instead it's a
Thomas
sigh of
40.
disappointment.
$20. Marvin, you require 40.
And you sometimes get into that position as a player where you think, just play your own game, don't let anything worry you. And even then, you're still thinking about it. You're not actually just getting on with the game. But
Game shot in the third leg.
We love to watch it. It brings
Marvin
a different
Van Velzen.
dynamic to a darts match, doesn't it?
Fourth leg, it's Thomas
He's
to
winning.
throw first.
He's winning more
Game.
than he's losing so far this week.
$180.
so this is what Thomas Lovely will be looking to do, is letting his darts do the talking. I think that is sometimes the best response.
$140. $58.
Following this, Chaz Barstow, Nathan Gerb, and then Van Velzen returns to meet Harry Ward before Lovely takes on
17.
Gervin and Van Velzen takes on Barstow.
$140.
Another one of those games where the player that's losing is the one with the significantly higher average.
140. Thomas Schiffert, 123.
Yeah, that was a fourth 140 there for Van Velzen.
79. $135.
As well there, just to
Thomas
tap
Schiffert,
Thomas on the
44.
shoulder. Double 16.
12.
Big chance
Marvin
now.
requires 69.
Van Velzen to break.
Yeah, Thomas Lovely had problems with double 16 earlier on in the match and offered up the opportunity for Van Velzen, and this is another one.
But he gets a poke at the bullseye. Oh, and that's all he needs.
Marvin
He
Van Velzen.
rescued that shot after missing The big number with the first dart.
Fifth leg, it's
Did not
Marvin
even
to throw
consider the
first.
treble with the second. Backed himself for the bolt, and he hits it.
Game on.
Yeah, I do like that though. When a player, you're just making sure that you're going to give yourself a chance at the ball. So often we see it that
100.
players will go for a treble, just pull it into the wrong bed, and paid off dividends there for Van Velzen.
59. $135. $140.
On course for a second win of the night. You're already sort of free rolling then in Group B, aren't you? If you've got 4 points from your first 2
134.
matches, you're not going to have a bad night.
No, absolutely not. It's a great start so far for Van Velzen.
132.
A chance here to win the match 4-1.
Treble 19 would have given him a dart at the ball. We've already seen a 170 check out this evening. It came from
Thomas
Nathan
McCoy,
Gervin in the previous
170.
game.
You feel that Thomas Lovely really needed to convert that. Van Velzen down to 28.
Marvin required 28.
So this for the win. And
Game
Marvin Van Velzen
shot out of the
continues what's been a very
Marvin
successful
Van Velzen.
week for him at the Super Series, and he's getting closer and closer to ensuring that the week doesn't end tomorrow. He just missed out in his group earlier on. That's a big win for Van Velzen. He missed out in Group A, but he's perfect in Group B after 2 matches. Both players averaged 94, really good stuff from the pair of them, but only 1 successful double attempt from the 9 chances he had for Thomas Lovely there. See Van Velzen take the points in that one. After the break, we're going to reflect on what's happened this evening so far and reveal next week's players.
Hang on a minute.
Wow! Oh my God! Well, that's £100 down the drain already.
Itching to hit the 180.
He's gone for the maximum.
18 for the ball. Ball.
53.
No, he said bull. That's a great first start from Adam. Oh, look at this. He's going to leave Scape.
Oh, can you believe it? That is unbelievable. Get match darts to put his team into the final. And through to the final they go. Charlie Murphy has hit the match-winning dart on both occasions. Double 4 for the title.
Please show your appreciation for the winner of the Influencer Pairs event, George Scaife and Adam Lipscomb.
He seems to be out. That's what he is. Charlie Murphy. A couple more visits yet. We're not going to need that.
Bosh.
Pie Face is through. He gets
And he's
there.
absolutely buzzing.
It was a game that Pie Face dominated throughout.
Welcome back. 5 games down, 5 to go. And what's been a really entertaining evening so far. It's had a bit of everything, hasn't it, Laura?
Yeah, and it's been really interesting. As you say, entertaining is probably the word I'd use. We've seen fireworks, we've seen 170 checkouts, and we've seen some winners and some losers. But yeah, it's been really intriguing so far.
Right, let's do the admin first. Here are the results and the remaining fixtures tonight. So Harry Ward losing 4-3 to Chaz Barstow in the first match. Marvin van Velzen then getting a 4-3 win against Nathan Gervin, but that doesn't tell the full story. We'll come on to that in a second. Thomas Lovely winning 4-1 against Chaz Barstow was going well for him then. Gervin beating Ward 4-3, but then Van Velzen doubling up with victories, seeing off Thomas Lovely and basically cancelling out that result he had earlier in the evening. No better place to start than that match between Gervin and Van Velzen. We spoke at the start of the show about the match between himself and Conan Whitehead, a feisty affair. That game was just sort of pleasant, wasn't it? And then suddenly it took a turn.
Yeah, it was kind of simmering along nicely. I mean, the way that they both played and battled each other, it was outstanding in terms of scoring. But yeah, it gets to that crux of the match, and as you can see, the reactions from both players, as we say, very entertaining, but actually really high quality as well. And Van Velzen did did brilliantly, crossed the line, but as you can see, a little bit frosty at the end.
Yeah, it certainly was. But I think you're right to point out the quality of the darts. Particularly that 82 checkout, 11 data in the last leg decider.
Yeah, I just think, like I said, for both of them, they played outstanding throughout the entire match. So, just a smidge under 110 average, that's no mean feat for any player. So, yeah, very, very high quality, but obviously, very entertaining as well from our point of view, because, there was just, if it was kind of going on a couple more legs, I think it would have got very, very explosive.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of high quality and explosiveness, Nathan Gervin produced more of that in his next match, of course, when he hit that maximum checkout.
Yeah, he was playing very, very solid in his first match, carried that on, maybe not quite at the same level, started to drop off, and then this 170 just seemed to reignite him once again and did find a way of finding that victory. But yeah, he's been, I think, with him and Van Velzen, I think they've kind of been those standout two players tonight so far.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier as well during comms that you can't really go out of this group on the first night, but everyone is showing signs, aren't they, that they're going to be in the mix. Who else has impressed you this evening?
Yeah, I think Chaz started off very strongly, but we've spoken about it, and it's just that inconsistency which sees him, just go from fits and starts. And at the same, actually, with Thomas Lovely, very, very solid performance in his first match, couldn't quite reproduce it in his second. So I think the other three really, putting away Van Velzen and Nathan Gervin, I think the other three, if they can find a bit of consistency, then hopefully they'll be able to get a few points on board.
Yeah, let's have a look at that table then. This is how it stands. Harry Ward yet to get any points on the board. He'll hope to change that before the end of the night at least. Barstow, Lovely, Gervin, all on 2 points. And Marvin van Velzen, he's having a great week, isn't he? Look, he's drawn some attention. Some find it enjoyable, some don't like it, but the darts are very, very good from him.
Yeah, and that's the main thing, obviously. If that's the way he's wanting to play it, then that's absolutely, that's within his right to play in that manner. It's just, I think, when you're actually on the other end of it, that's where the frustration creeps in from the other players. But like I say, he's playing at a very high level, and, for us, it's very entertaining to watch as well.
It certainly is. And next week here at the Super Series is going to be equally entertaining, particularly because we are getting a return from a certain Steve West.
It's on this time. It's still on.
Gains on the fourth leg.
He's promised it all week.
Will we get the 1-4-1? Will the promise come true? Double 12.
As in, and the match,
Steve West has won the match with a 9-dart finish.
Yeah, he certainly is, and we're glad to have him back here at the Super Series. Laura, Steve West, he's been away, he's had injury issues, had to have an operation. It's been a long road back, but he's one of the best players we've got on that stage.
Yeah, and he absolutely loves it here, and he does very well here as well. So I'm very excited to see what he can produce back here on the Modus Super Series stage.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at who he's up against then next week. This is the full lineup for week 11, and it's a bit of an old school lineup in Group A. Wayne Jones, Richie Howson, Of course, World Seniors Champion of Champions and Steve West. Barry Copeland joining them as an ADC qualifier. Then the two European players, Johan Brouwer and Krzysztof Kachuk of Poland. In Group C, Paul Milford, Alan Norris and Carl Sneed. And then Group B, Keelan Kay, Kurt Parry, the fast Welsh player, and Gary Stone of Scotland. There are players in that week that you could tip to win many weeks at the Super Series.
Yeah, every time I come back here, I think you do it to me each time, because I'm going to say the same thing. Pick a winner out of that, because that is another outstanding week. I mean, as we say, we see Steve West is back. I really do hope that he can kind of bring that that magic that we've seen him hit a 9 data here. You know, we know what he can bring, but yeah, he's finding himself in already a very tough group with the likes of Kachuk in there. In Barry Copeland, I've seen him on the WDF circuit a few times. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting week.
Yeah, should be fun. Should be an interesting week. Should be an interesting rest of the night. So we're going to get back to comms to guide viewers through the action. The next game is about to get underway. It's all about getting to Saturday here at the Super Series. And if you've never been, do come down. Tickets are available to be here on a Saturday finals night. Yeah, a fantastic night was had last Saturday when Thomas Banks took the trophy. He's through to Champions Week, and you can be here on Saturday, of course. Tickets available. Dartshop.tv, the place to go. As I said, if you've never been, it is worth coming down. Tick it off your chuck it list, as we call it in darts. Who will chuck them best in this one? Will it be Chaz Barstow or Nathan Girvan, both of whom have got a victory under the belts this evening? But both have shown the sort of best and the opposite to that at times during their matches. So if one of them can stay to a high level, I feel this game's there for the taking. And whoever does win, of course, will join Marvin van Velzen at the top of the table.
Yeah, for me, out of the two, it's definitely Nathan Girvan who's kind of shown that higher level. Just for Chaz. He did get that 4-3 victory in the opening one over Harry Ward, but around about the 76 mark. Same again in a 4-1 defeat to Thomas Lovely, 75.5. So in terms of the levels and the way that the rest of the field is playing, Chaz is going to need to put a good 10 to 15 points on top of that to make any real inroads in this group.
If you can't make it down on a Saturday, make sure you are tuning in here on the Super Series YouTube channel. It gets underway at 7:30 UK time. We do have a double session, of course, tomorrow to determine who will be on the stage on Saturday night. Will it be one of or both of these players? Bradley Brooks, the only known participant this Saturday, but Conan Whitehead and Adrian Gray in very good positions in Group C, which resumes at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Chaz Barstow really should have been starting on the 19s there.
Yeah, and that goes back to something we spoke about earlier, that board management side, just that kind of thinking those couple of throws ahead.
78.
One of the strongest points that Chaz has, something he needs to work on.
Yeah, we do sort of contradict ourselves sometimes because we talk about
60.
Actually
often not thinking is the best thing to do in darts, but it's more not thinking about the actual throw. You do need to be aware of what you're on, what you need to get down to, and how to get there, and also what your opponent's on as well, actually.
It's very easy to do as a player. You get completely lost in the match. But we've seen it cost players not just legs, but matches and places in the final. If you do leave yourself on a bogey number.
97. Nathan, you require 124.
Lovely start.
36.
Yeah, a little scratch of the head. Just checking with the referee what's left. There's 36 left, that's right.
Yeah, he was going 14 for the bullseye, so he takes 14 off 50. That leaves you 36, Nathan.
88. Judge require 46.
Barstow opting for tops.
Game
and
shot on
taking
the
out
first
tops.
leg. Chaz Barstow. Second leg, it's Nathan to throw first. Game on.
If you missed it in that little chat we had, we just announced Steve West's return to the Super Series next week. It's been a long-awaited return for Steve West. Not really sure what shape he'll be in, but he has waited until he felt ready, and he's actually
86.
going to be a married man when he returns to the Super Series as well.
140.
Maybe a coincidence, but quite often in darts we've seen those types of life events actually coincide with some decent form.
81.
Steve's played long enough, and as you say, he's taken that bit of time out to make sure he's properly rested and he's recuperated. So as you say, hopefully we will be seeing the best of Steve West.
Can you remember the nappy factor that went around a few years ago? I think it's Gary Anderson and a few of the players that had children and suddenly started winning everything.
139.
Nowadays, the nappy factor is because the players that are winning everything are not far out of nappies.
Yeah, probably closer to being in nappies than than they are in age to some of the other players on the circuit. Most definitely.
You record 54.
This time the 14 leaves tops and tens.
44. Chaz requires 69.
And one feature of Gerben's game has just been his accuracy on the outer ring. Hasn't found it so far in this match. And another chance here for Chaz. Needs tops again.
49. Nathan, you require 10. No score. Chaz, you require 20.
Double five.
15.
Well, that little bit of anger from
Nathan, you require 10.
Gerben there needs to put to the back of his mind now. Focus on the job.
Yeah, this time does find the one.
8.
Yeah, but can't find double two, so
Chaz, you require 5.
trouble on the outer ring for both, and it's Barstow that needs to find a single number for double two.
Game shot
He
on the
does,
second
and
leg.
doubles his
Chaz
lead.
Barstow.
Always good to see a few dart players in the chat on YouTube. Gemma
But I get
Heater
Chaz to throw first. Game
in tonight. Evening, Gemma. Did anybody see her bullseye challenge? That was remarkable. If you haven't seen it yet, have a look after tonight's show. It's
134.
available to watch here on the Super Series YouTube channel. Luke Humphrey's in the same video. I'm not going to give the game away, but she hit plenty of bullseyes.
60.
And if you want more bulls hit, Henry Deacon and Glenn Durrant are commentating tomorrow afternoon.
59.
We'll find out who is going to be joining Bradley Brooks at finals night on
60.
Saturday.
$98.
Yeah, good last start there from Chaz Barstow. Just puts him in the driving seat.
60.
You can just see this frustration creeping in now for Nathan Gerben.
Well, speaking about Steve West's comeback, it's great to see Chaz Barstow in full fitness. I was a little bit taken aback in the pre-show interview when he mentioned he'd had heart surgery recently. Only 10 weeks ago.
58. Judge requires 65. $25.
Yeah, frustration there from Chaz now, but no real damage done.
119. Judge require 40.
You might be starting to get a little frustrated with the doubling here.
Game shot on the third
Happy
leg.
enough to be 3-0 up, but that's from 12 attempts. Those 3 legs at the outer ring. Just
Ball flag gets Nathan to throw
knows
first.
that if Gervin can up his game to the standards we've seen him produce earlier tonight, then we could see the same thing happen to Chaz Barstow that happened in his first game tonight when the 3-0 lead
41.
disappeared.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's not just Chaz that's having those issues. Nathan Gervin, 0 from 6. He's had chances, just hasn't been able to take them.
$180.
It's interesting there from Nathan. Just took his time ever so slightly before. I mean, he's a very fast thrower. He throws them in very quick
100.
succession, but just took a bit of time because he's right on the oche as the players taking their darts out.
100.
Thought we might just be seeing that mid-match lump from
180.
Chaz Barstow, but he puts that right there. Although he's not going to finish.
But this time there wasn't
60.
too much he could have done about that. So.
Yeah, and Gervin could have been on a better one, only scoring 60 to leave that Shanghai shot.
$97. Nathan, you require 120.
Well, we saw Nathan take out the 170. Can he add a 120 to it? We'll need to find the treble. Yeah, and that's wild and in the
40.
one. And that fast release
Nathan
again,
requires
just the
66.
frustration coming out.
$57. Nathan, you require 80.
Well, 2 match-winning darts come and gone for Chaz Barstow. Nathan Gervin looking to convert 80. Tops.
Game shot on the fourth
Yeah, that's a
leg.
well-thrown
Nathan
dart.
Gervin.
Had to move across the oche because it was slightly blocked. Does find it.
Fifth leg against Chaz to throw
The body
first.
language for me for
Game.
Nathan, just he's just frustrated, and I don't know if that all kind of falls back to that first result, because sometimes things like that, they can kind of live in your mind.
I don't know if he
96.
almost feels resigned to defeat in this game. That could change though quickly. If he breaks through here, it's 3-2. He's then throwing for 3-3. We might get that
100.
fierceness again that we saw in his second game.
101.
1-4-3 win, 1-4-3 defeat.
41. 125. 100.
Nathan just got the release slightly wrong on that last one.
$95.
Chaz just stepping back, just checking the score, making sure that he leaves himself the best possible out.
180.
He's a bit of a first start merchant, isn't he? When he gets that one in, the others so often follow.
Game shot.
But it doesn't matter because Chaz Barstow has put the 84 away to win the match. Good respect between the pair of them. The 180 was the parting shot from Nathan Gervin, but it counted for nought as Barstow picked up the points in that one. 4-1 the margin of victory for Chaz Barstow, who gets his second win from his 3 games tonight, joining Marvin van Velzen on 4 at the top of the table, and the Dutchman is back in action next. He takes on the so far pointless Harry Ward.
Next year, when that decision needs to be made, he's going to be 49, 1 year shy of the age of the seniors.
A very viable option. 2 players who are around that age. Well, what did he say about the 9?
Will we get the 141? Will the promise come true? Double 12.
Shot and the match.
Steve West has won the match with a 9-dart.
Harrison has kicked off the last leg in perfect style.
It's everything, really. Oh, he's timing this well again.
180.
With a 9-darter, treble 19. Treble 15 leaves double 18. Franchise Harrison to win the game in perfect style.
Hauled himself out of it.
Yeah, it was something that Henry actually said in jest that I was quoted as saying Jared Cole is one of the most, sounds a bit fishy, Glenville by Grandpa Mark Salmon.
Do you? On a 177 and a 180. He's on a potential 9-darter.
Come on, Jared. Yes, you beauty!
Nice and high, and has now got the game back into his
100
own destination, and wow, the momentum is with him. Here we go.
108.
I wouldn't have said it. Don't jinx it. Yes. Yes! Double 12! Yes! Get in there, Lee Cock!
Well, I think it's fair to say that the blue touch paper has been well and truly lit.
108.
6th max of the match. Oh, hang about. Hang about. It's getting ridiculous now. Can Tommy Leishman give us back-to-back 9-darters in back-to-back games? He could, you know. He could, you know. Goodness gracious me!
Tommy Leishman.
Back-to-back 9-darters!
Welcome back, Harry Ward and Marvin van Velzen about to do the tungsten tango here at the Modus Super Series. And they've been sharing the darts floor all week so far. The last time they met, it was a big W for Big H, who beat Marvin 4-0 in the final match on Wednesday. And that was a really damaging defeat, because had Marvin won that game, he'd have actually already been through and not had to play today and tomorrow. He'd have made it to finals night at the expense of Bradley Brooks. Instead, he's having to try and navigate his way through Group B, but he's doing it very well, isn't he? Because he's won both of his games so far.
Game on.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 from 2 for Marvin. But polar opposites here for Harry Ward. Been close. Was unfortunate to lose 4-3 in that opening match. Really did battle back from 3-0 down, but lost out 4-3 to Chaz Barstow. And then another 4-3 defeat at the hands of Nathan Gervin. He's there or thereabouts, but it's all about crossing the line here at the Super Series. That's the only way you can guarantee you get any points on the board.
$84.
And Harry Ward did miss a couple of darts, didn't he, to win his previous match against Nathan Gervin.
60.
He also had the chance to beat Chaz Barstow. Didn't miss any match darts, but he did leave 92 for the match. And then, if you remember, missed a double-double attempt at the end of that one. So he's had his chances tonight. Could have easily found himself in the same position as Marvin van Velzen going into this one.
Yeah, they're the fine margins in darts.
100. 57.
Got an interesting
60.
throwing
Area required
routine,
164.
Marvin van Velzen. I'll take a look at it now when he comes back. What he basically does is with the first dart, he sort of locks his elbow into place.
58.
But with darts 2 and 3, he just lets them go all in one motion. There we see the little pause there, locks it, throws it. Here comes 2, just throws it.
81.
Yeah, dart
Area
players tend to be
required
creatures of habit. And
106.
it is all about repetition. It's about repeating the right things, but definitely the right things for Marvin as Harry
74.
Ward narrowly
Marvin
misses out
required
on an
145.
opening leg.
So MVV looking for the 145. Was close, wasn't he, to that
95.
treble
Area
15?
required 32. Game shot on the first leg. Harry Ward.
Odd choice for the last start, wasn't it, for Van Velzen? But it doesn't matter.
Second leg, it's Marvin to throw first.
Ward
Game on.
takes the leg.
$120.
Yeah, that's unfortunate as it clatters into the 2 already in the treble 20 bed.
$41.
Well, a closer look at these throws, Laura. So, we saw there, sort of locked in with the first start, but the second and then the third are just
96.
thrown with freedom, whereas Harry Ward pretty much throws all 3 darts the same. There's a slight little pause in the middle, and then
125.
draw back and release.
Yeah, like very relaxed style from Harry. Makes you say slightly more robotic from Van Velzen, but used to good effect.
96. $140.
9 darts thrown apiece. Not much between them in the second leg. Wasn't much between them in the first.
99.
Van Velzen was waiting on 50 when Ward went out in leg 1.
$118. Marvin required 90.
Yeah, despite that last start going into the 1, Harry Ward just tapping on the shoulder here of Van Velzen.
$54. Harry requires 77. $67.
So Van
Marvin
Velzen will
required
come back.
36.
Ward ruining more missed doubles. And Marvin going to get his first double attempts in this game. Taking his time, doing the Dimitri Vandenberg routine here.
$18. Harry
You
required
just heard
10.
that audible moan there from Van Velzen.
No score. Marvin require 18.
Gets another go. Here comes the visualization.
Game
And
shot
that's
on
the outcome
second
that he
leg.
visualised.
Marvin Van Velzen.
An equalising dart from Marvin Van Velzen.
The
One
leg gets
apiece.
Harry to throw first. Game on. $59.
Yeah, for Harry, for me, he is creating those chances. He has had, as you mentioned before, not just match-winning opportunities, but opportunities to win other legs. And
85.
opening match, she was 3 from 8, followed up with 3 from 9. At the moment, he's 1 from 7. Just needs to be taking the chances when they're created.
21.
Well, if
96.
you missed it in the chat between games 5 and 6, we did reveal the lineup for next week here at the Modus Super Series and confirm the return of Steve West.
100.
Long-awaited return. He's one of the most successful players on that stage without actually winning an entire series. He's won plenty of times at the Super Series. He's going to be joined in Group A by
85.
Wayne Jones and Richie Howson, two senior stars, and Barry Copeland, Johan Brouwer, Christoph Kachuk of the ADC, Paul
100.
Milford making a debut at the Super Series, and Alan Norris also in action. And we're going to have the likes of Keelan Kay, Kurt Parry and Gary Stone in Group B as well.
100.
Yeah, I
Harry
would say for
Require,
players that maybe aren't
121.
quite aware of Paul Milford, definitely one to watch. Very experienced player.
96.
Well, the
Marvin
bullseye
Require,
just missed by
135.
Harry Ward, and now the bullseye will be the first start for Marvin van Velzen. Having missed the 25 as well, he can't finish, so Ward
97.
will get
Harry
more
Require,
opportunities,
25.
but he has missed 7 darts across the first couple of legs.
Game shot on the
Yeah,
third.
doesn't
leg.
miss that
Harry
time, and
Ward.
it is 2-1 in favour of Harry Ward.
Full flare gets Marvin to throw first. Game on. $45. $42.
I will say a win here for Harry Ward would make the table very, very interesting. Make sure that everyone has
41.
at least one win under their belt.
Yeah, 3 games to come after it. Nathan Girvan to take on Thomas Lovely. That'll be Girvan's final
95.
outing of the night. Then Chaz Barstow and Marvin will play in the penultimate match before Lovely meets Ward.
I'm just taking that slower approach, but
78.
understandable. Kind of kicked off this leg with scores of 41 and 45.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it, to the game against Girvan when it was all
38.
about sort of machismo and bravado. Now he's actually just sort of battling with himself a little bit. As Laura mentioned, just
160.
slowing things down. I wouldn't suggest to slow his opponent down, but just to sort of calm himself down and make sure that he gives every dart, every visit due care and attention.
139.
It feels very much about the focus and the fire for Van Velzen.
140. Harry Record 167.
What a shot that would have been for Harry Ward.
Harry Record 81.
Van Velzen may get a dart of the ball. He'd hope for better than that. And he'll get better than that. 2 a double 12.
57. Harry Record 25.
Harry Ward looking once again for double 8 for 25.
Game
Yeah,
shot on the
finds the target.
full flag. Harry Ward.
That
Fifth
was
leg,
quite
it's Harry to throw first.
for me, that was quite a big shot missed for
Game on.
Van Velzen. 2 clear at 24 to make it 2 apiece. And now Harry Ward has the darts to win 4-1. You can just see him contemplating things in the background.
180. $60.
A brilliant 180 to open here as Ward looks to close the door. And it'll be back-to-back big wins against Van Velzen this. Remember, 4-0
60.
yesterday, hoping for 4-1 today.
Yeah, and in the context of Group B, it's very important for Harry. He's yet to put any points on the board.
99.
Would jump from bottom to third in the table with a win of that margin.
125.
Of course, 3 go through, so it just shows how quickly things can change in this particular group.
85. Harry Eric 136.
Yeah, Harry just looking to
96.
find the treble and does. Leaves himself 40 after just 12. And Marvin van Velzen, nothing much he can do, but just hope Harry doesn't find the tops target.
100. Harry require 40. Game
He does.
shut down the match. Harry Ward.
And it's 4-1 to Harry Ward. A first defeat of Group B for Marvin van Velzen, who exits the stage rather quickly. And Harry Ward, happy with what he's just achieved. A second big win in as many days against his Dutch counterpart. And now he can count on the points he's got in the bag in that one. First victory of the evening sees him move up to third in the table with those 2 points. The 2 players directly below him, Thomas Lovely and Nathan Gervin, are going to go head-to-head next.
Hang on a minute.
Wow! Oh my God! Well, that's £100 down the drain already.
Itching to hit the 180.
He's gone for the maximum.
18 for the bull. Bull.
53.
No, he said bull. That's a great first start from Adam. Oh, look at this. He's going to leave Skate. Oh, can you believe it? That is unbelievable.
The match starts to put his team into the final.
And
through to the final they go. Charlie Murphy has hit the match-winning dart on both occasions. Double 4 for the title.
Please show your appreciation for the winner of the Influencer Pairs event, George Scaife and Adam Lipscomb.
He seems to be out, that's what he is. Charlie Murphy. A couple more visits yet. We're not going to need that.
Oh, Bosch.
Pie Face is through. He gets
And he's absolutely buzzing.
It was a game that Pie Face dominated throughout.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've just got a couple of games left for you this evening. 3, in fact, and the first of them sees that, well, the 2 players that are at the bottom of the table, Thomas Lovely and Nathan Gervin, they've both got a couple of points to their name. Harry Ward has just got his first point with a win in his previous match. But leading the way at the moment, Marvin van Velzen and Chaz Barstow are still going to play each other in the game that follows the next one between Lovely and Gervin. And for Nathan Gervin, this will be his last match of the night. So probably in many ways a bigger game for him than it is for his opponent, who will have the opportunity to add to his tally in the last match when he takes on Harry Ward.
Yeah, do agree. Feels like it already at this early stage. A relatively big game for Nathan. He's played well. He kicked us off with a really good match.
Nathan to throw first.
Just the one win to
Game
his name
on.
so far. So one of these two players will double their points tally to 4.
$140. $97.
Again, these two did play on the Dev Tour at the same time. They only met once on it. Thomas Lovely winning that match 5 years ago now.
41.
Beating Gervin 4-1 in that prior meeting.
$57.
Actually, spoke about Steve West coming back next week. Well,
95.
Thomas Lovely's nicked his nickname, hasn't he? He's Simply Lovely and he's Simply West.
$45.
You do find that there is a bit of a kind of sharing of nicknames and things now. New players come on the scene.
$94.
We've already seen a
160.
170 from Gervin. Not going to add the 160. You just get the sense when those types of shots are left that
55.
he really fancies it.
If Nathan Gervin finds that first dart, they generally tend to follow. As you say, it does feel like a first dart merchant, as does
140.
Thomas Lovely.
Nathan, you've got 105.
Options on this. Finds the ball. So 55 remaining. He's going for 19. Would have left him on 36
73.
instead. He has
Thomas
to
requires 68.
lay up and hope that Thomas doesn't take this out.
$64. Nathan, you require 32.
Early chance come and gone for Thomas Lovely, so Gervin steps back up 32.
Awkward. Can't see very much at all now. Harry Houdini.
No score. Thomas, you require 4.
Gervin scratching his head. He has had issues with double 16. That win that he got over Harry Ward, missed 8 or 9 at the target.
No score. Nathan, you require
Just as
32.
in that match with Harry, gets another chance.
It really is struggling on this particular double. I think he'd quite like to see this go inside if it doesn't go in, because he doesn't want to keep throwing at that target.
Game
what a dart that is. That's superb.
Nathan Gervin.
Both in terms of the actual physical throwing of the
Thomas
dart,
to throw
but
first.
keeping his head as well. Both mental and physical attributes in that dart there. Top draw from Nathan Gervin.
140.
Yeah, when you continually miss at a target, and to be fair, in that match against Harry Ward, he did exactly what you mentioned. He went on the inside and actually finished the match off on double 8. When you keep missing a target and blocking it, it becomes very frustrating.
95. $100. $99.
Been a strange old night, hasn't it? It's like someone let the fireworks off right at the start of the evening, and now we're just left with a little bits of
57.
sort of ember burning away on the
Thomas, you
floor.
require 167.
Yeah, and it was looking ever so tight between the matches. I think for 3 out of the first 4 matches went 4-3. All the others have actually gone 4-1 throughout the rest of the night. Something that started off, as you say, that was looking like it was going to be very closely run between all the players. Then
required 28.
them have started to run away with it.
I don't know what Gervin's left, but he's not going to get a go at it.
Thomas Lovely. Third against Nathan to throw first. Game on. 140.
Again, you're expecting the 180.
$30.
Do you think that Lovely's throwing style does lead to more wayward darts?
140.
A little more erratic, isn't it? There's sometimes some micro movements in the body.
Yeah, it feels if you understand what I mean by the word aimy, it doesn't feel like he aims. It's very instinctual. Just kind of arm up and throws it, kind of in the style of, say, like Lisa Ashton, for example, who don't tend to aim as much, but just have that natural instinct, know where the target is.
Yeah, and sometimes
57,
just a twist of the body creeps in, which almost is throwing the darts in the wrong direction if he gets the release wrong.
49.
But most of the time it's pretty much on point. Bit like this.
180.
Isn't he wonderful?
72.
Double six.
Game shot.
Took me a moment to work it out.
I was doing fingers and toes. Yeah, when you
Thomas to throw
as a
first.
player, when you go for that kind of single number and it goes in the treble, yeah, it does take you just a moment to kind of step back and work out what's left. That's what the referee's there for if you're not sure.
140.
I believe the celebration, by the way, is half a heart. It's something that the kids do these days, I believe.
128.
Nothing half-hearted about the performances, though. Hey, just get a look. That lovely throw.
93.
There's a difference, you see. There's a lot more intensity in the throw of Nathan Gervin. You can see the back leg kicking out as
56.
well because he's trying so hard to keep it all still and all sort of strong, where it's just much more relaxed, isn't it, from Thomas?
Yeah, it's very natural, very methodical.
140.
In fact, you probably couldn't get two more kind of varying styles in terms of kind of relaxation versus the intensity that you see from Nathan Gervin. And not just in the throw, you kind of see it in his face and his expression.
Yeah, I can imagine these types of players, the likes of Lovely, are the ones that can be the most difficult to play, particularly for a player who likes to get worked up, because just don't look like anything's going to faze them.
57.
Yeah, some players enjoy a reaction, and I just don't think Thomas is one of those players that's really going to give you that.
Well, he now needs to do what Gervin did earlier in the game.
Game
and
shot
he finds
the
double
Thomas
somehow
Lovely.
and ties up the match 2-2.
Fifth against Nathan to throw first. Game on. 100.
We've seen a few matches today with a bit of a disparity in the averages, but you look at it, 2 apiece in terms of legs, but Nathan Gervin running just over an 80. Thomas Lovely 17 points higher, just around the 98 mark.
$45.
180 just boosting Gervin's stats up a little bit. Can he go back to back? Can he go back to back? Oh, look at that. Nonchalant from Nathan Gervin.
99. Nathan, you require 41.
The right smile was the fact that he just hit 2 180s and then missed a big number.
29.
Yeah, you have to concentrate on absolutely every single one, but say no major damage done. Thomas Lovely not really able to
42.
find a response
Nathan,
here.
you require 12.
Double six
Edge
again,
on the
pinned
fifth
again.
Nathan Gervin.
Leads again, 3-2.
Sickler gets Thomas to throw first. Game on.
He's loving the camera tonight, isn't he?
Well, absolutely.
97.
I think we get the picture now, Nathan.
$56. $60.
A little grimace there from Thomas Lovely. Unfortunate not to find a treble. And I think Nathan Gervin just sits in that finish line. If he can find something like he did the leg before, then Thomas Lovely may be in a bit of trouble.
7.
And there's that kind of waywardness that his throw may lend itself to that you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, it's all got to be in sync, hasn't it? It's
140.
not the same motion, but similar factor when it comes to someone like John Henderson, who his swing is from back to front, whereas Thomas's is from right to left.
96. $180.
That was thrown with some intensity, that last dart.
Yeah, a bit of vigour from Gervin as he hunts down the victory. A big one. Remember, it's his last match of the night, so he's determined to sign off with a win and to ensure he has 4 points in the pocket.
36.
Might not be the case.
Thomas, you require 107.
Treble 16 leaves him tops.
67.
By the width of a wire.
Nathan, you require 8.
Double 4 is the target. And it is found, and it means 4 points.
Nathan Gervin.
For Nathan Gervin, he ends his evening with a 50% strike rate. Great to see, winning half of his matches and seeing off Thomas Lovely despite a lower average in that one. 90 plus the average from Lovely, but missed 8 darts at double in that game. He will return for the final match of the evening against Harry Ward. Nathan Gervin's done his bidding for the night, but we're going to find out who will get to 6 points and therefore be top of the table. Will it be Marvin van Velzen or Chaz Barstow? That match is coming up next. Okay, a couple of games left. Marvin Van Velzen versus Chaz Barstow. This will determine who will be top of the group overnight. The Super Series 8, Group B, Week 10. Thomas Lovely and Harry Ward will close the curtains on tonight's proceedings. But this one seems significant because even though nobody is going to be out of the race, whoever wins this match will have, I'm not going to say a foot in finals night, but maybe a toe.
Yeah, just a maybe a big toe, though. I will say that much because, as you say,
First leg, it's
3 wins from
Marvin
4
to throw first.
very much puts you
Game on.
in a strong position. But we've seen some things happen over the years here at the Super Series, so never say never.
It's the first time that Chaz Barstow will get the Marvin Van Velzen treatment.
60.
I think the one thing we can agree on is, with regards to Chaz, he's just been a little bit inconsistent tonight. Did probably play his best game up to in the last one where he beat Nathan Gervin 4-1. But almost 10 points on his average, which is what we were saying he really did need to do. Whereas Van Velzen started off in explosive form, hitting that 109 average again against Nathan Gervin, but just dropped off the pace slightly when he lost 4-1 to Harry Ward in his last match.
140.
2 treble turn helps him to get halfway down the leg. Barstow needing something similar and gets something similar.
$100.
Well, give us your thoughts in the chat. You've seen all the players play tonight. Who do you think will be the 3 going through from Group B? I'm still
81. Marvin,
finding it very difficult to call.
Yeah, at the moment you feel it's absolutely anybody's going into tomorrow.
For me, it's the winner of this match and any other 2. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful by Barstow, who beds a bullseye for a sublime 128 checkout to leave Marvin Van Velzen's jaw on the floor.
Yeah, Barstow's best checkout by far so far this evening.
$137.
And really could prove to be an important one. It's an early breaker throw for Barstow and a good start in the second leg.
96. $180.
First 180 of the match goes the way of Chaz Barstow.
$115.
Chaz really has just got better as the evening's gone on.
94. $45. Chaz, you require 90.
Yeah, 40 score. Didn't have to go that route.
$140. Judge required 40.
Up 2-0.
Game shot on the second leg.
2-0 to Chaz Barstow.
The leg it's Marvin to throw first.
Good response from Van Velzen. Not want to lie down and have his tummy tickled.
123.
Would be an interesting response, though, from a dart player if that was what they did.
Far from it here.
139.
Tungsten tickling instead. Treble tickling.
140.
Barstow just hanging on to the coattails here, but it's definitely Van Velzen. It's in the driving seat of this leg.
93.
Someone says in the chat, Marvin needs to switch back on. He's been useless for 7 legs now. Is that the same person who was saying we were negative, Laura?
Quite possibly.
76.
That's how it rolls.
Marvin, you require 89.
Oh, this is much better. He has switched back on.
57.
He hasn't won the leg yet, but fortunately for him, Chaz Barstow cannot take this out. And that's the golden irony, isn't it? Every time you're on a finish like 162,
137.
or a non-finish like 162, you hit 2 trebles.
Game shot on the third leg.
Yeah, that last was
Marvin Van Velzen.
Well, a bit academic, but you can see there the averages. 108 for Chaz, 101 for Marvin Van Velzen.
Chaz to throw first.
Very competitive between the pair so far, and I think they just know the significance that whoever wins this will go into tomorrow at the top of the table.
77.
There wasn't enough space, was there, in that treble at that particular position? Plenty of space here for Marvin.
180. $134.
Oh, for Van Velzen, after going 2-0 down, I think he possibly heard the feedback from the chat because he really has turned it back on.
180.
Turned it on to some tune. 6 perfect darts, all of them in the treble 20. And Marvin
49.
Van Velzen stands 3 darts away from a perfect leg. It's on. It's on. Double 12. And Marvin Van Velzen has produced a perfect leg here at the Super Series. Dutch Delight. A 9-dart finish for Van Velzen. What a week he's having. What an impact he's having.
Fifth leg, it's Marvin to throw first.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding there from Marvin Van Velzen. The hands to the head. I don't think he quite believed that he'd done it himself. And I will say, possibly one of the most subdued reactions that we've seen from Van Velzen this week, given what he's just done.
I think he was slightly shocked, Laura, and he's carrying on. And it ends after 10. Wow. Breathless stuff. It's a great point, actually, you make, because he hits a 60 checkout, he jumps around the room roaring and shouting, and he takes out a 9-dart. You get nothing from him.
140.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I thought, a bit more noise, but no, absolutely fantastic from him.
93. 123. 58. Marvin, you require 138. 58.
Yeah, I think Van Velzen's done really well to kind of just the adrenaline that must be pumping through off the back of hitting the 9. He's kind of keeping it all together.
Marvin, you require 80.
Yeah, that's important, isn't it? A 9-dart doesn't count for anything if you don't win the match.
I don't know. It counts for something.
Game shot on the fifth.
It always exists, doesn't it?
Marvin Van Velzen.
Particularly here on the Super Series.
Sixth leg, it's Chaz to throw first. Game on. 26.
Be able to watch that back forever. I wonder how many times he'll watch it tonight.
Just to make sure it definitely happened. Well, it most certainly did.
30. $134. $121.
Yeah, almost back in again, but we'll take a 1-2-1. Just keeps him in touching distance of Chaz. Or at least he did.
180.
Needs the same to stay within touching distance in this leg.
100. Charge of require 161.
No record of any previous perfect leg for Marvin van Velzen either, so that might be a real landmark moment for him.
80. $100. Charge of require 81.
81 here required just to level us back up at 3 apiece. Force a last leg decider.
47. Marvin, you require 150.
We could try something extra special here, but he goes for the 19s instead. I've seen plenty of players try 3 bullseyes on that finish.
44. Charge of require 34. Game shot on the sick bag.
Chaz opts to go for the lesser spotted double 17 and pins it first start, so we are at 3 apiece. We do find ourselves
7th and
with
final
a
leg. It's
one leg
Marvin to throw
shootout.
first. Game on. $80.
Is he going to fill it up?
7.
We're seeing a 9 and a 7 now.
Yeah, not quite on par with one another, but
96. $58. $85.
Still playing to a really high standard. Of course, the 9 dart, the standout moment of the match, but Van Velzen's averaging 102.5.
55.
yeah, solid performance from both.
$96.
Yeah, Van Velzen still doing very well to just kind of hold it all together, just make sure that the main job is done, and that is getting those 2 points and winning the match.
58. Marvin, you require 144.
Took out the 1-4, 1 for the 9. Can't take out the 1-4-4, but will
122.
leave himself very handily placed. The 57 was the right shot there, even though it leaves an unorthodox double.
180. Marvin, you require 22.
Where's that been? Says Chaz Barstow as Van Velzen splits. Hit a single 6.
6.
But then can't
Chaz,
find
you
the
require
double.
143.
We've seen Chaz pin a 1-2-8 in this match. Can he add the 1-4-3? Can he take the victory? Not on this occasion, so Van Velzen back once again. Needs double 8.
47. Marvin, you require 16. Game
And that's it.
shot and the match.
He does win.
Marvin
Hitting that
Van
9
Velzen.
darter helps him get victory, and a victory that takes him to the top of the table. It's 3 wins from 4 and a perfect leg, which was met by disbelief from the Dutchman, who just got in a zone for that leg and managed to win 3 more to pick up the points in his final match of the evening. Our final match of the evening is still to come, but Marvin van Velzen averaging just shy of 100, 4-3 beating Chaz Barstow, but the 1-4-1 high checkout there was after 2 180s, and the Dutchman produced a 9-darter. We're going to hear from him before the final match of the night, which is Thomas Lovely against Harry Ward.
Next year, when that decision needs to be made, he's going to be 49, 1 year shy of the age of the seniors.
A very viable option. 2 players who are around that age. Well, what did he say about the 9?
Will we get the 1-4-1? Will the promise come true? Double 12.
Shot and the match.
Steve West has won the match with a 9-darter.
Harrison has kicked off the last leg in perfect style.
It's everything, really. Oh, he's timing this well again.
180.
With a 9-darter, treble 19. Treble 15 leaves double 18. Franchise Harrison to win the game in perfect style.
Hauled himself out of it.
Yeah, it was something that Henry actually said in jest that I was quoted as saying Jared Cole is one of the most, sounds a bit fishy, blend, you know, my grandpa Mark Salmon.
Do you? On a 177 and a 180. He's on a potential 9-darter.
Come on, Jared. Yes, you beauty!
Nice and high, and has now got the game back into his
100
own destination, and wow, the momentum is with him. Here we go.
108.
I wouldn't have said it. Don't jinx it. Yes. Yes! Double 12! Yes! Get in there, Lee Cock!
Well, I think it's fair to say that the blue touch paper has been well and truly lit.
108.
6th max of the match. Oh, hang about. Hang about. It's getting ridiculous now. Can Tommy Leishman give us back-to-back 9-darters in back-to-back games? He could, you know. He could, you know. Goodness gracious me!
Tommy Leishman.
Back-to-back 9-darters!
Welcome back. I'm joined by the man of the moment, Marvin van Velzen. Marvin, congratulations. Not only having an excellent week here, but a 9-dart finish as well. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, unbelievable. I don't know even what happened now. I was just, when I hit it, in the moment I was just thinking, just win the leg, just win the game. It was a very hard game also. I lost the 3rd, so I knew already that I want to win the last one. So, yeah, so hard. So,
yeah, as you said there, it came at a time when maybe you'd started to slide a little bit in performance level, so it was really needed. We're going to show you the 9-darter now. You talk us through it, what was going through your mind at every point here.
Yeah, I was 2-1 down, and I only was like, it's difficult to break chess, and I'm just happy that I broke the throw. That's the only thing what I was thinking, and yeah, on this moment I was like, just win the leg, don't think about it. And the first one was in, and the rest, I didn't even think about it. And when it was in it, I just realized it. I was like, how?
And we sort of there in that moment, it looked like a little bit of disbelief that you'd done that, because tonight and earlier in the week we've seen you on checkouts celebrating quite a lot, but
yeah.
The 9-darter totally different. Was that just natural sort of disbelief, maybe a little bit of shock?
No, more the concentration in the game. I was totally focused, and now I know how important it is to break the throw in those games, especially against Chaz, because he's so experienced. And today I want just to break a throw so much, and I lost against Harry against the throw, and I would like to win in now. And I was happy that I won 3 games out of 4, so that's close to Saturday night.
Tell us about your week in general, because you came so close to winning Group A and already getting through to finals. I bet you're a little bit glad you didn't now, because you've had that magical moment. But how important is it for you to make sure you do get there through this group?
Yeah, afterwards I was so disappointed to didn't reach it, because I also got it on my own hands. And I lost it, and I went back to the hotel, and I was so disappointed. And I was so happy that I could bring home. I was so happy that they just said, we are so proud of you. And yeah, that made me like, I play well. You can do it. And yeah, I knew that it's going to be a hard group. So I'm happy that now I won 3 out of 4. And now, up to tomorrow.
Yeah, we've seen you win games at different demeanours. We know you're up for a bit of a scrap at times as well. There's a game with Conan Whitehead yesterday, one with Nathan Gervin today. You're not a player that will shy away from that type of battle, are you?
No, but I'm not looking for it also. I'm just playing it like how I can win games. Against Conan, I didn't even notice it. I just felt how it was on Wednesday. It was a bit more tense than normal. And so I was just trying to focus on my own, and maybe the pressure was big high also, because it could be my first Group A win. I didn't get it, and now I'm happy that I get this evening to throw also the 9-hour.
Yeah, and 3 wins as well, which is the most important thing, of course. 6 points. You will be the leader of the group overnight. What's the mindset going to be going into tomorrow?
Yeah, just still win every game. It's important to just go through. That's the main thing. But also, to be honest, I just want to win every game, and that's still the same mindset. And just keep going.
Yeah, well, congratulations on winning those matches. Congratulations on the perfect leg. How many times are you going to watch that when you go back to your hotel room tonight?
I think just once. Feeling the moment again. I think I will if I watch it back also in the group step sometimes. I got also some support from home to here, like 3 guys just coming over. Every time when I call my mom back, my brother back, it means so a lot to me. So I think a lot of people will show it me.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Well done. Congratulations. We enjoyed that moment. You enjoy watching it later. And everyone enjoy watching this final match. I'll hand you back to Laura Turner.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. Oh, great to hear from Van Velzen there. Yeah, he most certainly can play well, and I'm sure there'll be a few phone calls back to the family. Perhaps not tonight. It's a bit later back in Holland, but I'm sure they'll all enjoy watching that 9-darter back on a few occasions. But here we are back with the final match, and it will be Thomas Lovely who takes on Harry Ward. Both these players find themselves languishing at the bottom of the table, both with just the 1 win to their name so far tonight. So one of these two will put themselves on 4 points and keep them very much within touching distance of those top 3 places.
Game on.
Both players perhaps not been as consistent as they would have liked throughout this evening.
59.
Yeah, this is a big one, isn't it? Someone's going to have a lot of work to do tomorrow, and someone's going to be in a decent enough position. And still, speaking to Marvin there, he is going to be the league leader, but he's going to have only a 2-point gap over 4th place. So he certainly knows he's not safe.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting because obviously tomorrow the fixtures are reversed. So his first opening match will be against Chaz Barstow. Obviously that was very tight.
60.
That 9-darter really did turn things around for him. So I think that will really start to see how the table is defined. If he can pick up another win against Chaz tomorrow, then he's most certainly
82.
in a very strong position. But we know that Chaz can play very well.
Yeah, interesting chat with Marvin there. Obviously in a euphoric state after producing what he just did, but didn't notice the needle between himself and Conan Whitehead. We all noticed.
82. $55.
Yeah, it's funny when you actually speak to a player and ask them to kind of break down their thought process and what was happening at what point, because as he said, the reason for the reaction off the back of the 9 was just because he was so fully focused. Well, I mean, if that's what full focus does, then most definitely we want to see more of it, because that was a phenomenal leg and a phenomenal evening for him.
100.
Yeah, there are some players that can tell you every detail of every leg of every match, aren't there? Some that say, I can't remember a thing that just happened. Which camp are you in?
It's most definitely the latter.
60.
I've met people that have gone, I've played you here and there, and I'm like, I don't remember, I'm really sorry.
Well, it's a night that Marvin van Velzen will remember for a long, long time.
140. Thomas, you require 40.
But this is a big match, as we mentioned. Double 10.
30.
And they could
Harry,
be big
you require
misses.
44. Game shot on the first leg.
Great use
Harry
of the
Ward.
first start. Breaker throw for Harry Ward. A reminder of the situation in the table there. Marvin van Velzen on 6 points on the
Second leg,
top.
it's Harry to throw
Whoever
first.
wins this match will be on 4, along with Chaz Barstow and Nathan Gervin. And the loser will be on 2 points at the bottom of the table. Harry Ward has just jumped from 4th to 2nd in the provisional table.
Yeah, not only does that show how tight the group is, that is reflective of how tight the results have been for
98.
Harry. I think both players will be disappointed to find themselves just on the 1 win so far this evening. But one of these two will be extremely disappointed to be at the bottom of the table going into tomorrow.
57. $98. $120.
Well, I suppose it's only 5 on the floor.
$83. $120.
Not often you see back-to-back scores of 120. That's what Harry's had, and
58.
very much in control
Harry
of this
requires
second leg.
64.
Yep, can take complete control of the match if he finds this double.
32. Thomas, you require 164.
Another would have left the bullseye for more
92.
spectacular
Require
stuff on this
32.
spectacular night.
$16. Thomas, you require 72.
Yeah, double trouble once again for Harry Ward. That has seen him miss out on essential points, essential wins, and that's a wild one from Thomas Lovely.
Yeah, it is. It's a disappointing dart, meaning that he can't
64.
go out.
Harry requires 16.
Ward with more darts at double.
No score.
How many does he need?
Thomas, you require 8. $4.
Well, Harry
Harry
will get
requires
another
16.
3. 8 missed for Ward so far in this match, but
shot the
doesn't miss on
second
that
leg.
occasion. And
Harry
it's
Ward.
2-0 up.
The leg, it's Thomas to throw first. Game on.
Well, it has been a fantastic evening. He's got to go away.
139.
We've seen a 170 finish. We've seen plenty of legs finished in 4 visits. We've seen a little bit of angst and aggro on the stage.
100.
And we've seen the 13th 9-dart finish at the Modus Super Series. Marvin van Velzen getting that honour. Not been a bad night all told, has it, Laura?
No, it's been very, very high quality. As you say, we've been treated to a variety of things.
96.
180 there from Thomas Lovely. It has even had that feeling tonight, and it's kind of in keeping with what we spoke about at the start of the evening, that even at 2-0 up, even at 3-0 up, you never feel a player's won the game.
140. Thomas, you require 42.
No, every player pushing each other right till the very end.
Game shot in the third leg. Thomas Lovely.
More evidence of it here. Another
Fourth leg, it's Harry to throw
visit leg.
first. Game on.
12 darts is all it took for Thomas Lovely to halve the deficit in this one.
100. $98. $140.
Yeah, and as the clock just ticks past 1 a.m. on this Friday morning, the quality and the
58.
calibre and the scoring power of both these players still absolutely top notch.
$77.
Yeah, I think someone on our
140.
X, when the 9-dart finish was shared, commented, imagine hitting a 9-darter in the early hours of the morning. Actually, it does take some doing, doesn't it? I'm sure you've had tournaments that have run late, even practice sessions that you're playing quite late, and the fatigue can be hard to fight.
Yeah, and perhaps that does come down to the reaction we saw, because you have to concentrate. And obviously, it's concentrating through a long period of time and holding it all together, because there must be nerves.
Game shot on the fourth.
Harry holds it all together to find double 8 and a 3-1 lead. But yeah, it can be tiring.
Thomas to throw
and it's not necessarily physical fatigue, but it's mental fatigue.
Harry Ward might be fighting through it here and getting a potentially
45.
pivotal win. Nine darters at the Super Series, started
60.
by Conor Heenan, who hit the first 2. Steve West, Darryl Pilgrim, Fallon Sherrick, a famous one when she became the first female to do it on the telly. Sebastian Białecki, Leonard Gates,
96.
Andreas Harrison, someone called Jared Cole, Lee Cox, Tommy Lishman, and now Marvin van Velzen.
180.
But we've never had one on a Saturday.
Yeah, but you do feel it's coming, don't you? It's got to.
100.
Let's be honest about the 9-darters as well. There was a time when 9-darters were produced very, very rarely. These are players that don't hold professional tour cards, and we've had 13 of them here. It's remarkable.
Yeah, we are treated to them.
I think we saw the PDC pass 500, didn't we, recently?
Harry Rick, 121.
1-4-1 at the end of it for Van Velzen. 1-2-1 here for Ward to win the match. Not going to go.
85.
Yeah, not going to go, but that's a great last start from Harry Ward to set himself up on double 18 for the match.
100. Harry required 36.
That becomes double 9.
Game
And Ward wins the
shot
curtain
and the
closer
Harry
on what has
Ward.
been a lovely night of darts. But it's Thomas that's at the foot of the table. Harry Ward's win sees him pull clear of his opponent in that one, only by 2 points, but up into second place. That's how close it is. And we are going to talk you through every twist and turn on what has been a roller coaster of an evening of arrows here at the Super Series. Myself and Laura Turner after this very short break. Well, it's been a memorable night here at the Modus Super Series. Plenty of twists and turns, and of course a perfect leg. Laura, I mean, we'll talk about that in a moment, but just in general, it's been really entertaining, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and it's been really close, really nip and tuck. We've seen players beating each other, so it keeps the table really tight, really interesting. And yeah, as you mentioned, we've seen some superb arrows as well.
Absolutely. Here are all of the results from tonight's 10 ties, and it's going to mean this group is going to be pretty close tomorrow. The last one, actually, Harry Ward getting that win against Thomas Lovely, could actually prove to be one of the most significant results of the evening.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a really important match for both of them. And I think Harry, just because of the way things started off for him, he'll be quite pleased probably walking away with 4 points and 2 wins. But for Thomas, he was there or thereabouts, just missed a little bit, too much on the outer ring, especially at key moments. But they've all played at a really exceptional standard. It's just those small key opportunities. And, it's those players that have taken them that find themselves near the top.
Right, let's talk about the main moment of the night. Marvin van Velzen, who we were talking about for different reasons earlier on this evening, but he produced a moment of pure perfection.
He really did, didn't he? And you felt like he needed it. And it was interesting when you spoke to him before. He was just focusing on breaking Chaz. He knows how strong Chaz is as a player. But there's ways of breaking players, isn't there? And there's ways of breaking players. And a 9-darter, it was absolutely exceptional from him.
Yeah, it really was. And he talked through. He was trying not to think about the 9-darter. Each of these trebles go right in the corner. It doesn't matter. He found the target. He got the dart at double 12. He hit it. And what a feeling. What a moment for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It must be exceptional. I wish I know that feeling, but I've never quite made those dizzy heights. But yeah, to do it here, to do it at the Super Series, and it was his reaction as well. Hands on the head. It wasn't anything big. It was just like, yep. Right, and then it was there was still a job to do, and he did cross the line and did win, because quite often you see the adrenaline that pumps through players after hitting a 9-darter. They don't actually finish off and get the victory, but he did both.
Yeah, and he joins the Roll of Honour here for 9-dart finishers at the Modus Super Series. Conor Heenan and Steve West have both hit 2, but some other really big names as well. The one that most of us remember is Fallon Sherrick, of course, which was a landmark 9-dart finish. But we had a little bit of a plateau, didn't we? A bit of time without. Jared Cole broke that, and then recently Lee Coxon
Tommy Lishman, they came in back-to-back matches, and now Marvin van Velzen getting another one in this series.
Yeah, and it just shows the quality of the players that we get here at the Super Series. We were just saying in commentary, obviously, they were so few and far between, even on the professional circuit, if you go back, 20, 30 years ago. So the fact that we're seeing them, it's just a step up from the play from all the players. But yeah, it was quite nice to actually be part of one here in the commentary booth with yourself.
Yeah, and some of the other fireworks tonight came from Nathan Gervin. We saw that fiery match between himself and Marvin earlier on, and of course a nice 170 checkout as well.
Yeah, there's a lot for him to be pleased about tonight. Obviously that first match, I think that kind of set the tone slightly for him for the rest of the evening, but yeah, did dig deep, found the 170, and yeah, he's played some exceptional darts. He just finds himself ever so slightly off the pace, but there's still so much to play for tomorrow.
But it's winning that one again for him at the end of his night that could prove to be really important.
Yeah, it was a kind of bookended. I know he didn't win his first one, but played exceptionally well, and then managed to find that again against Thomas Lovely, just to keep himself in a really strong position to find to get a spot in finals night, because that's what it's all about. It's great to top the table. It's great to hit nines and hit 170s, but the idea is none of that counts unless you find yourself in finals night on Saturday.
Chaz Barstow, what did you make of him tonight? What you expected?
Yeah, I think he started very strong. Took that 3-0 lead really early on in his opening match of the evening. Then kind of plateaued and we didn't see too much, and then fired back into life again. And like I say, he was part of that match with Marvin at the end there, where we saw the 9 darter, and he was still in contention. It was a very tight victory for Marvin. But yeah, I think Chaz has played. If he can find the kind of level of consistency he found towards the tail end of tonight and kicks off with that tomorrow, then again, I think he's another one who finds himself back in on Saturday.
Yeah, and look, everybody's in contention, aren't they? If we take a look at the table, we can show you that. And Marvin van Velzen, of course, in pole position. Thomas Lovely, let's just have a little chat about him, because he played 2 of the last 3 matches, was on 2 points. He could have actually ended up on 6. Has he missed an opportunity tonight, and can he get himself out of it tomorrow?
I still think any of them can get themselves out of it. I really do. I just think it was the chances that he carved out. He did have quite a few missed opportunities at the doubles at very crucial moments, and I think that's just been his Achilles heel throughout the tail end of this evening. So I think he'll walk away from this disappointed to just be on the 2 points, because we've seen some good stuff. But if he's going to make any inroads, he needs to tidy up on the doubling. Yeah,
certainly a night worth watching, wasn't it? And what we've seen this week, Saturday, whoever makes it through is going to be thrilling.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we saw the 9 tonight, and we want one on a Saturday. So hopefully that's a nice little taster and a bit of a warm-up for the action at the weekend, but still quite a lot to play for between now and then.
Certainly is. Thanks for your company tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure you have enjoyed it as well. Every reason to. And we've got more for you tomorrow. Saturday, of course, finals night. But before then, we've got to find out who's going to be there alongside Bradley Brooks. We've got a double session starting from 1 p.m. UK time here on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel. But thanks to Marvin van Velzen tonight, we leave you on Cloud 9. Particular position. Plenty of space here for Marvin.
180. $134.
Oh, for Van Velzen, after going 2-0 down, I think he possibly heard the feedback from the chat, because he really has turned it back on.
180.
Turned it on to some tune. 6 perfect darts, all of them in the treble 20. And Marvin
49.
van Velzen stands 3 darts away from a perfect leg. It's on. It's on. Double 12. And Marvin van Velzen has produced a perfect leg here at the Super Series. Dutch Delight. A 9-dart finish for Van Velzen. What a week he's having. What an impact he's having.